Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel, and we're back with another watch along. Second game of the season, Brentford versus Manchester United. Big news, big news. And I suppose the big news we're talking about in relation to before the kickoff, obviously Manchester United need to win, but starting lineup, and Eric Ten Hag basically makes only one change from last week, which I'm absolutely shocked with. I have to say, I'm really surprised that we haven't made more changes. I mean, we should have made more changes. I don't think a lot of the players that played last week deserve to play this week. Luke Shaw, Maguire, Fred, Rashford. So I am quite surprised with the starting lineup. Let's go through the starting lineup for anyone who hasn't heard it. I have it up on the screen on the YouTube page as well. So if anyone is watching on TikTok and you want the full experience, you can head over to the YouTube page, United Community Channel. Link is on the homepage. We have the starting lineup, we have the scoreboard, the timer, all of that over there as well. So head across there and check that out. But yeah, so David De Gea starts in goal. Dalot right back. Luke Shaw keeps his place at left back, which I'm very surprised with. Central defence is the same. So it's Maguire and Martinez. Again, I'm surprised with Maguire. Well, I'm not really surprised, but I'm disappointed, you could say, more than surprised. So yeah, it looks like Eric Ten Hag is looking to keep that kind of partnership together. Irish lad, thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. Midfield, then, it looks like Fred is going to be in the holding role alongside maybe Christian Eriksen. And then we have Bruno Fernandes, another player who didn't have a good game last week, starts as well. So Fred, Eriksen and Fernandes. And then the starting lineup up front is Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left and Ronaldo. So basically Ronaldo coming in for McTominay is the only change. So I have to say I'm surprised and a bit disappointed. I think other players should potentially have been given the nod, especially after some of the performances last week. But yeah, disappointed with it. But look, what can we do? Hopefully, obviously, look, Ten Hag knows what he's doing. He has obviously been seeing the players all week throughout training and stuff like that. So he's obviously going to have a better idea of what he wants to do with players and who he wants to start. So obviously we just have to get behind him and trust him. But look, if you're watching, it's good to have you in, guys. Please smash a like on the video as well if you haven't already done so. It helps the channel out an awful lot. Anyone watching on TikTok, keep tapping that screen. Get them likes up for us. We got 50,000 likes on the last watch along. So we're going to be here till about 7:30. Keep tapping that screen. Gets more people into the chat for us. And anyone watching on YouTube then as well, please hit the thumbs up button for us. It helps the channel out a ton as well. And make sure you subscribe. Let's see what people are saying here in relation to... Let me know your comments as well and your thoughts, guys, on the starting lineup. Can't believe there's only one change, says Irish lad. Yeah, me too. I'm going to give a score prediction in a moment, guys. 3 points to Brentford, says Chris. Irish lad, there's not Ronnie playing, McTominay not. Yeah, well, that's the only change. Adds McTominay is out for Ronaldo with a different formation. We then, who have we got here? Colin says, agreed, should be more changes. Maybe he's given them a chance to prove themselves to him. Yeah, well, I think on the performance levels of last year, I think the first game of the season basically was their chance. That's what I would have done. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I hope they can up their game. But you would expect this to be the final opportunity for some of these players. Nice to see that shirt's been ironed. You don't iron jerseys. There are lines going down through it, buddy. Sorry, Chris. No muscle in midfield, says Ads. Yeah, that's certainly true. Absolutely. Are you still on Podbean, says Troy. I am, Troy. Yeah, so we had our first podcast, went live last Monday at 7:30. So we're going to be doing the same this Monday. So you can watch us live from 7:30. And, if you're looking back on it. Martin, thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it, man. And if you're listening back to the podcast at a later date, if you can't listen to it live, you can get it on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast. It's called United Community Podcast, so make sure you check it out. F1 Ryan, thanks for the gifts, man. Appreciate it. United in the mud, says David Rice. There's David Rice now. He's the guy that was on the podcast last week, so go over and give him a follow, guys. Let's hope he can come again on Monday. At least got on the bench, which is good. It says Cerebral Spark. Yeah, look, I mean, I certainly would have thought there would have been more. Obviously, I think McTominay was our worst player last Sunday, so I'm not surprised with him being on the bench. But I am surprised that there hasn't been more changes. I really am. What channel is Man U match on? It's on Sky Sports. It's on Sky Sports. And Owen says a lot of rumours going around about De Jong will be happening in the next 7 days. Yeah, well, look, there's a lot of reports coming out suggesting that Manchester United are really going to push for him next week. So, watch this space, really. I think we do need to make some kind of move if we are going to do it. But, obviously because Barcelona do have to register with La Liga today. So, I think we'll know a lot more, even at the earliest tomorrow. What do you think about the 4-4-3 formation, says Troy? Well, that would be 12 players on the pitch. I'd say you probably said 4-3-3. Look, I'm okay with the formation. It's some of the players that are starting that I'm disappointed with. But look, let's see what happens. Carol says Glazer's out, running the club into the ground. I agree with you there, Carol. And look, obviously there is supposedly some big protests planned for before the Liverpool game next week. On empty Old Trafford is a protest. To be honest with you, I don't really know what good it's going to do. Because, I mean, Manchester United is such a globalised club. There's people going to be travelling from all over the world to go to the games, like there is every week. And if people, a lot of people are saying, well, I've had this trip planned for 2 years, whatever it is. I just don't see that as being a viable option as protesting. I think there's other ways and probably better ways to do it. Owen says De Jong and a good attitude Rabiot and a right winger and right back would be a great window for now. Yeah, absolutely, Owen. And look, I've mentioned it a good few times as well, that we can't really expect to sign 10 or 11 or 12 players in one transfer window. It's just not possible, really, So we do have to be realistic as well. Obviously, the 3 signings we have are good signings, but it's nowhere near enough. You would be hoping more than 3. I think minimum 6. But let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Aaron is in and says, well, good to see you, Aaron. Thanks for joining us, man. Georgia says United are winning 3-0. Ronaldo or Messi? I'm going Ronaldo. Shriba says it won't make a difference. United should let Shaw go instead of Tellez, says Troy. And Martin says, believe, lads, it's only the start. Ten Hag is going to need time. Just watch it all unfold. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there, 100%. And it's something that I've been saying an awful lot, that, Ten Hag, the Ten Hag appointment has been a long-term vision. And it's not for short-term gains, basically. So, yeah, look, we need to get behind him. There's going to be times like last Sunday when, backs to the wall. So we just need to, we need to just stay on it. We need to get behind our team. We need to, back the manager. But I do hope that he can be strong enough to make these tough decisions in playing players that deserve to be played and dropping players that deserve to be dropped. Oh, and by the way, we're back for anyone who was looking for them with our unofficial sponsor, Aero Melts. I mean, they're just unbelievable, really, aren't they? Absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, what channel is the match on? It's on Sky Sports, Ethan. Do you think Frankie will join, says Daniel? I do, Daniel. I certainly do. I've been saying it now since we've been linked with him. Well, maybe a little bit after we've been linked with him. I do think we'll get him. And the longer it's gone on, surprisingly enough, the more confident I've gotten, because Manchester United would not still be in for him if he had no interest in coming to Manchester United. So, look, for that reason alone, I think we do have a good chance. Munchie says, yeah, absolutely. Look, Aero Melts, Carl. Aero Melts. They're absolutely unbelievable. They're like big, massive Cadbury buttons. It's warm, so they're melting. I have to eat them quick. Matthew says, what channel is the game on? Matthew, it's on Sky Sports. So, yep, tune in. I'll be keeping updates live all throughout here anyway. We're going to be live all the way through now till about 7:30. So stick around. Please hit the like button as well if you're watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Keep smashing the likes here on TikTok as well. We're closing in on 1,500 likes already. Keep tapping that screen for us. Gets more people into the chat. You know, a bit of banter. We might even get some Liverpool fans in. Right, okay, let's do match prediction. So, I mean, I was hoping there was going to be more changes. So given the fact that there isn't, and Maguire is still in the team, I'm not putting it all on Maguire. Martin, thanks for the gifts, man. I appreciate it. I'm not, putting everything on Maguire and, in terms of negativity or anything. But I'm going to say, I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester United. I do think we'll concede, but hopefully now with Ronaldo back into the team, it'll give us that extra little bit we need, to go and get a few goals, So hopefully that's what happens. But let's see what happens. Let me know what you're thinking, guys. Spider-Man from a Liverpool fan, 1-1. Okay. ABZ says United will 100% lose. Let's see what other people are saying. Stephen says 3-1 United. Daniel says 3-1 United. Paul says 5-1. Big result there. Ronaldo hat-trick, says F1 Ryan. No less than 4 goals today, says Jackfar. Dara says 2-2. Anyone watching on YouTube as well, guys, get your score predictions into the chat as well. Make sure you hit subscribe. You can leave a comment in the chat. And as well, anyone on TikTok, if you do want the full experience, like I said previously, you can go over to our YouTube channel. Link is on my homepage here. You get the full experience. We have the starting 11 on the screen. We have the scoreboard and we have the timer there as well. So it's kind of the full experience rather than just this narrow view on TikTok. So head over there and you'll probably get your chats read out a lot easier. It tends to be a lot more quiet in that. Ashwin on TikTok or on YouTube says 2-0 to Man United. Come on. Looking forward to this game now. I really am. There's a bit of trepidation, there really is, obviously in relation to the poor performances that we had last week. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how we get on. I'm excited to see Ronaldo back. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the midfield get on. From an attacking point of view, maybe you would be kind of excited to see the likes of Fernandes and Eriksen. But let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. Justy says, I saw Ronaldo doing live TikTok. Is he part of the starting 11? Well, it was obviously a fake one, I would say, because he's warming up at the moment here. So yeah, he is. He's going to start. 2-1 in tight United game, says Martin. Great outfit, Brentford. They are a great outfit, and it's a little cauldron of a stadium they have down there. It's a hard place to go. 4-0 Penaldo crybaby after the game, says Frankie. Alright, okay. Longy says Sancho, Ronaldo and Maguire to score 3-1 to United. Holy Ghost says, come on, Brentford. Real Madrid beat Liverwurst. And Brentford 3-1, says Hank. Alright. Would have liked Garner to start, says Prod. So would I, and I had him in. I done a match build-up video yesterday on YouTube, and I started him. Now it wasn't a predictive, my predictions on who would start. It's who I would have played, and I would have played Donny, Garner, and Eriksen in the midfield because I don't think the likes of Fernandes and McTominay on their performances last week deserve to pick up a jersey again today. So, I mean, the likes of James Garner surely must be sitting there now going, how is Fred and McTominay still getting games? I'm 22 years of age. I've been out on loan a few times. I've proven myself. What does the future have for me? And, he might get maybe itchy feet either before the end of this transfer window and look to go, whether it's on loan or not. But let's see what happens. Irish Lad says 2-1 to Brentford. I've no confidence after seeing that lineup. Yeah, I mean, look, you would be hoping that the players are, up, just kind of a bit up for the game more than they were last week. And look, and I think this stadium and the atmosphere that's going to be in this stadium, we see with United last week that as soon as a bit of pressure came on, it was reverting back to the old Manchester United. And, the default button was pressed when there was a bit of pressure to come on. So I hope that doesn't happen today, because there is certainly going to be pressure at periods of this game, from Brentford, absolutely. Let's see. Les says, I think we should keep Rashford. In my opinion, he's the face of United. Look, I don't care who you are. You know whether and look, I'm not saying that I want Rashford to go. I'm not, but I do think he needs to improve. I'm going to give him this season, but if he doesn't improve his performances this year compared to last year, I think maybe it will be time to go. You know, um, I hope he's not coming out with these kind of uh, links with PSG to angle a new contract for himself. Agavic, thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it. Because you should only get a new contract if you play yourself into getting a new contract. The way kind of players now are angling new contracts for themselves by getting the representatives to come out and say they've been linked with other teams, I think is a lot of shit, really. He certainly doesn't deserve a new contract. If he comes to Eric Ten Hag or whoever you go to for a new contract within the club and says, I want a new contract, well, based on what? You know what I mean? Based on what? The only way Manchester United, and this is what it comes down to, the only reason Manchester United will give him a new contract is for the commercial asset that he is, and all of his charity work and this and that and the other. But based on football alone, and that's what new contract should be on, he doesn't deserve one at the moment. He needs to play himself into a new contract this year. But United, he has 2 years left on his contract. Dylan, thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it, man. But he has 2 years left on his contract. Well, he has a year with the option of a second one. So it's basically 2 years. So United are in a good position, really. And they don't need to pull the trigger on it straight away. Absolutely not. This man's hairline is unbelievable, says Tay. Oh my God, I mean, look at it. It's absolutely, that hairline hasn't moved in 33 years. Not a millimetre. Look at that. There is a few greys starting to pop up, all right, but other than that, it's solid, isn't it? I appreciate it. Is that Sky Sports main event, says Matthew? Yeah, so it's on Sky Sports main event or it's on Sky Sports Premier League. Both, I think. Let me just see. I am watching it on Sky Sports Premier League. I'm watching it on. Yeah, so let's see. Do you love Jesus? Now, is that Jesus or Jesus that plays for Arsenal? I'd be fonder than one over the other. Unofficial sponsor, guys. Aero Melts. They're unbelievable. Anyway, stop the game. United and rivals should take a stand. Save our game. Shouldn't happen, says Nick. Elaborate on that for us, Nick. For what reason do you think we should be stopping the game? I always wonder why Maguire starts, says Yasser. Does he bribe the coaches? I don't know. I think it's maybe a bit, a couple of different things. Obviously, the price tag he came in for. Surely, he is showing something in training. He cannot continue to start all of these games without showing something. Now, I don't know if he's absolutely balling it in training, and then when it comes to game days, he's bricking it. I don't know. All we can see really is what happens on game days, and it hasn't been good enough. It really hasn't. Keep smashing that like button as well for us, guys. If you don't mind, anyone on TikTok, we're at 3,000 likes. Keep tapping that screen for us. Let's try to maybe get to 5,000 before the start of the game. Our aim is 50,000 before the end of the stream. We're going to 7:30, so keep tapping that screen for us. Let's get them likes up. We'll get more people into the chat. And anyone who hasn't done so on YouTube already, please hit the like button for us as well. Helps out the channel a ton. Billy, thanks for the gifts there. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Les says, my problem is that I like players based on team, and they're not football sometimes. Yeah, well, look, it's a team game, really, isn't it? It really is. So, look, let's see what happens. Billy, again, thanks for them gifts. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. New Man United shirt isn't great, in my opinion, says Bebop. Will you want to rock steady now? Because I actually like it now. When it first came out, I thought it was pants. I really did. I thought it was absolute pants. But it's after growing on me. I have to say, I love the the badge in the crest, kind of, or the crest in the badge, whatever way you say it. And look, I mean, you cannot go wrong with a Manchester United collar like the old days. Eric Cantona, Dwight York. And what we said on our last live, on our first watch along, was that when Manchester United are leading and winning, the collar goes up. And if they're drawing or losing, it goes back down. So that's our plan for the season. I'm looking forward to putting it up. You know, and we said it I was saying it for the pre-season watch-alongs. It takes one player just to pop that collar up, you know, and he could potentially go down in history if he has some good games and wins things, if he has a collar popped up, you know, with the likes of Eric Cantona and the likes of Dwight York. And literally 10 minutes later, who had the collar up? Scott McTominay. And I went, oh my God, you absolute numpty. Of all of the people to put the collar up, you know. So I was expecting someone like Ronaldo or Sancho or, you know, Bruno Fernandes. But when I seen Scott McTominay doing it, I was just saying to myself, yeah, it wasn't what I had in mind. Let's just put it that way. We're getting close now, guys. Just under 10 minutes to go before kickoff here as well. Nolawi is in from Ethiopia. Good to see you. Team looks better today, says Navy Fox. Well, look, there's only one change, so I'm not overly impressed, but obviously the formation is different as well. Ronaldo comes back in. Justy says, what's your prediction? I'm going 2-1 to Manchester United. So that's my prediction for today. What's the lineups? Yeah, so anyone who missed it, guys, we have David De Gea in goal, Delors right back, Luke Shaw left back. The defence is the same, actually. Delors, Luke Shaw, Martinez and Harry Maguire. Then the three in midfield are Fred, Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes, and the three up front then are Sancho, Rashford and Ronaldo through the middle. So only one change. Scott McTominay drops to the bench and Cristiano Ronaldo comes in up front with a slight change in formation because of that. Mighty Lion says, when does the transfer window close? So it's the 1st of September. I think it's 31st of August, 1st of September. What do you think of the green jersey, says Sean? I wouldn't be too pushed on that. It just looks like a goalkeeper's jersey to me. But I think the second kit, I think, is quality, the white one. I think that's very good now. And I might actually get one at some stage as well. Leo says, are you confident about the game? Look, I'm positive. I wouldn't say I'm confident. I do think we can get a result if we show up. But we never know, do we? What kind of Manchester United are going to show up? So let's see what happens. You know, let's see what happens. I hope we do start good. I think, you know, and I think if we can get an early goal, I think absolutely we can kick on and maybe control the game. But I fear for Manchester United when they don't take the lead. And it's been endemic with us over the last couple of years that Manchester United have always gone behind. And we've been clawing games back. You would be hoping over the next, you know, now coming under Ten Hag, that we can take the lead maybe a bit more and take control of the game and settle into it, you know. Like you look at last week, for example, we should have really been 1-0 up with Bruno Fernandes' chance, and he blazed over the bar. Completely different game entirely then. We would have settled into the game. We wouldn't have been as jittery. Yeah, and Brighton would have had to step out and really go for it. You know, now they did that in the end, but, you know, Manchester United allowed them into the game more so as well. But yeah, Alan says Ronaldo hat-trick. Jeez, I hope so. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, so let me know how you're doing as well, guys, in your fantasy football. Get your points up on the board there. I'm after having a decent enough weekend, actually. Now, last weekend was atrocious. But this week I think I'm on 40 something points already. I had let me see. Yeah, 41 points. I had Haaland, De Bruyne, Jesus, Bailey from Aston Villa and Martinez from Aston Villa. So yeah, 41 points so far, which I'm happy enough with. We still have some guys to play. We still have Sancho today, Luis Diaz, Mason Mount, Cucurella, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cresswell. So I'm happy enough with that. 55 points with 4 to play, says Ethan. That's good going, Ethan. That's very good going. Absolutely. Where are you from, says Cody? I'm from Kilkenny in Ireland, Cody. Philip says Brentford to squeeze Man United thoroughly. Let's see what happens. Mighty Lion says, which Ronaldo turns up. His body language was pathetic when he scored, when we scored last game. Yeah, and I mean, I think the fact that he's starting, maybe I might see a better body language from him. But, let's see what happens. I hope we get, and I think we will. I mean, he's the utmost professional, you have to say. So you would be expecting that he does, do a professional job. Like I said, hopefully we can get an early goal. What's the score, Seth? So it hasn't started yet, Seth. It's 5:30 kickoff, so we're about 3 minutes away. And like I said, guys, if you do want the full experience, head over to the YouTube channel. We are live there as well. Link is on my homepage. We have the scoreboard, the timer, the starting 11 up on the screen as well. It gives you the full experience rather than the narrow view of TikTok. So if you want to go over there as well, it tends to be a lot quieter as well with the chat. So I'll be able to read out nearly all of the comments on the YouTube page. So head over there, hit subscribe, and you'll be able to put a comment in the chat, and you'll get the full experience as well. But yeah, so yeah, they're just showing the starting 11 here. I mean, like, no change to the back four, I think is a surprise. It really is. Irish lad says 54 last week and 46 this week so far, and 5 more to play. Jesus, lad, you're absolutely flying it. That's good going. Alan says that kit is shocking. The home kit or the third kit? I think the third kit is shocking. But yeah, so on the bench, Heaton, Malacia, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Van de Beek, Elanga, Garner, McTominay, and Garnacho. Now look, and I do hope that, if there is, if we have a first half like we did last week, I think Eric Ten Hag should be making changes. Get the likes of Garnacho onto the field for Rashford, or, get Garner on the field for Fred, whoever it is. Or United are wearing the third kit today. Sorry, that's what you're saying, Alan. Yeah, it is. It's not a nice kit, I have to say. Was it bright green? It's fucking atrocious, really, isn't it? It's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, Christian Eriksen coming back to face his old club. So you'd like to see him maybe get an old goal or two. What's the score, says JJ? It hasn't started yet, JJ. Like I said, we have the scoreboard up on the YouTube live. We're live on YouTube as well. Hit the link on my homepage. Head across there. You'll be able to watch it live with the scoreboard and the timer and the starting 11 and all that good stuff is the full experience. So, yeah, we're just about ready to go here, guys. So we'll get the timer started, but obviously once kick off here. But yeah, United are going to be playing right to left. With obviously then Brentford playing left to right. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game, you'd have to say. I mean, you have to hand it to Brentford that they certainly have turned their home ground into a bit of a fortress. Not a fortress, but a little, a cauldron. Atmosphere is top notch. The fans are nearly on top of the pitch as well, But United just kicked off there now, so we're just underway, guys. 10 seconds in. And, I mean, like I said, let's hope we can settle into this game nice and quick. Maybe get an early goal. Settle into the game. Let's see how we're looking here with the shape. So, early on, the first thing I've noticed that it does seem to be Christian Eriksen that's playing the more deeper role. He's looking to get in between the channels and take the ball off of the back four with Fred and... Well, there's Fred with a terrible first touch straight away. But, yeah, it looks like Fred and Fernandes are playing more advanced with Eriksen sitting just behind him. You'd be thinking he'll be that link between the defence and the attack, hopefully, See what people are saying here. Brentford play good football, says Irish lad. Yeah, absolutely. Ronaldo to score or Eriksen, says Slime. The game is about to start. Ronaldo goes down, a big shout for a free kick on the edge of the box, but the ref is not really interested. United are doing well now. They're keeping possession, and they're they're playing the ball left to right, making Brentford work for it. Let's see what people are saying here. Fred the Shed says ABZ. That rhymed. I'm a poet, and I don't know it. Why is Fred playing, says Andy. Your guess is as good as mine, Andy, I'd have to say. But he's after getting on the ball a couple of times, in fairness. Now, he did have a heavy first touch the first time the ball came to him. But subsequent, touches on the ball, he's been decent so far. But yeah, United have basically had all of the ball since the start now. But Jonna says, what is your top 4 predictions? I mean, given the start of the league season and how how teams have started, I'm going to go City, Liverpool, Spurs and Chelsea at the moment. Now, obviously, I think that can change because there's 3 weeks left or 2.5 weeks left in the transfer window. And it all depends on who teams can sign. But at the moment, that would be the top 4 I would go with. And, Brentford win a free kick. But, yeah, let me know what your top 4 would be, guys. Man United fan in Uganda says, Ati I. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. Scooby says, why doesn't Varane play? They have a world-class defender on the bench. I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you there, Scooby. I really don't know. I do think he should have played. I really do. I would have played him ahead of Maguire. I mean, especially when you're playing a high line like Ten Hag likes to play. Varane has the pace to get in and get back with his recovery runs. And Maguire just doesn't have that, I don't think. Lovely little flick there by Ronaldo. He drops out into the pocket. Going to get a shot from far out and straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. But that'll settle us down now, you'd have to say. Testing the goalkeeper early. Ronaldo, he's about 30 yards out, you'd have to say. But he gets a strike away, gets it on target, but it's an easy save for the goalkeeper. But it's been a good start by Manchester United here in the opening 4 minutes or so. Let's see. FD Baller says City, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal. Okay, interesting. Bob says Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. A Man United fan in you. Hello to you all, says Derek. Good to see you, Derek. Thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. Colin says, can see Rashford scoring today. Well, I'd love to see him score, I'd have to say. Obviously, he's been linked with move away from the club during the week, and his performances haven't been overly spectacular in any way. He just needs to get a bit of confidence back, I would think. So I'd hope he can, maybe get a goal, get some of that confidence back. Keep smashing that like button for us as well, guys. Keep tapping that screen on TikTok. Helps out the channel a ton. Gets more people into the chat. We're trying to get to 50,000 likes today. Long throw in from Brentford now, and it's bobbling around on the 6-yard box. And Ericsson puts it behind for a corner. And not overly convinced by defending there, you'd have to say. Big long throw into the box. United don't deal with it well. Luke Shaw gets caught the wrong side of his marker. And only for Ericsson covering, he would have had maybe a shot away. So, you'd be thinking that obviously Brentford are looking heavily, not relying heavily, but they are looking to take big advantage of these set pieces, absolutely. And they have a corner here now as well. So, corner coming in now. And it's cleared at the front post there, but it comes out with a strike and it's over the bar. Ronaldo clears it at the near post. United defended quite well. How much would Rashford cost? Says 44444. Well, if he was to go, I mean, I think United, being in the position that they're in, I think they could easily demand 70, 80 million for him. Now, he mightn't be worth that in relation to his performances. But if you're telling me that the likes of Anthony from Ajax in the Eredivisie and Ajax are looking for 80 million for him, then why couldn't United ask for that kind of money? Regardless of whether he's, playing well or whether he deserves to be, at that level. But yeah, Irish lad says, Jesus Shaw is shocking. He is. I just have no confidence in Shaw anymore, I have to say. I really don't. I think he's slow. I think his one-on-one defending is so poor. He squares up to attackers rather than side on. Yeah, I haven't been impressed with him at all. Fred on the ball now. We're just kind of just outside Brentford's penalty area, and United are keeping the ball quite well when they are in possession. They're looking to hunt in packs as well when they're out of possession, which is quite good as well. And there's Luke Shaw. Bad first touch. Now, the ball wasn't great across to him, but a poor first touch, and he gives away a free because of it. Vincent says, thanks for sharing. And is Ronaldo playing? He certainly is. He's playing up front. He's leading the line. Scooby says, I agree with you, 70 to 80 million for Rashford. And he says, why did they get rid of Alex Telles? I would have kept him and sold Shaw. Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. It certainly is an option there. And obviously the manager wanted Shaw more so, So let's see. We should keep Fred, get rid of McTominay, says FD Baller. Yeah, well, I've said it early on, when even, as early as, back in April, was it April, May, when Ten Hag first got the job, that I thought Fred was going to be one of the players that could potentially improve under Ten Hag. And look, I think Fred was potentially one of the players to come out of, one of the only players to come out of last season that could hold his head up high. I thought he had a decent season last year, so I certainly wouldn't be in a hurry to get rid of him anytime soon. Jonas says, I know this isn't United related, but how far do you think Conte will take Spurs in the Champions League? I mean, look, I think Spurs are a threat this year. I really do. Obviously, the main guys are Kane and Son, but I think Kulusevski is an unreal player. I think he's fantastic. A lot of the talk was about Luis Diaz signing in January and how he hit the ground running and how well he done with goals and assists and things like that. But Kulusevski's statistics are actually better in terms of goals and assists. It's just the kind of Liverpool thing, obviously because it's Liverpool, there's going to be a lot more focus on it. So, and look, United are trying to play out short here from their goal kicks, and it comes to Maguire and it's just too slow, and Brentford close it down and get the block in, and now United do have a throw down in their own corner, but it's very slow. Brentford now on the edge of the box. You could shaping up for a shot here, and it's a good strike. And David De Gea, what are you after doing, you absolute plank? What in the name of God? I mean, for the love of divine Jesus Christ Almighty tonight. He could have took a first touch. So a shot from the edge of the box, trickling into De Gea. Well, it's not trickling in. There is a bit of pace behind it. But De Gea is down early. But he doesn't sort his hands out quick enough. And the ball just goes through his hands into the bottom corner. United are 1-0 down. Such a... Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad, De Gea. That is so bad. Oh my God, he could have took a first touch with his left foot rather than go down with his hands. He could have scooped it up with both hands. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Hang your head in shame, De Gea. United are 1-0 down. Absolute bullshit. Fucking bullshit. And we're off. Says G, 1-0 already. Yeah. So United are 1-0 down. David De Gea with an absolute howler. United have been all over. Well, here's Eriksen coming forward now. Lovely link up with Ronaldo. Gets the ball wide to Sancho. Sets it up for Fernandes and he drives it over the bar. Fucking 2 weeks in a row, Bruno. Come on now. Get your act together, son. Great break by Manchester United. Eriksen and Ronaldo linking up very well. And Eriksen, again, is the brightest player we have in the opening 10 or 11 minutes here. Lovely little cut back then by Sancho. The ball is basically stopped. Easy strike for Fernandes, and he blazes it over the bar. Tries to take the numbers off it. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Vincent said, take the 25-1 on Spurs. United only in at 50-1. Irish that says Spurs will do well this season. They'll pick up a cup. JJ Keller says change the score. Good man, JJ. Appreciate it. I don't want to change it, but I do have to. United are coming forward here again with Fernandes. Gets it wide to Sancho. Oh, and it's a great block, you'd have to say. Ronaldo was breaking free in the box, but United are keeping the ball well. Cross into the box to the back post. It's going to come to Rashford here. But I mean, it's been all United. You would have to say they're actually playing very well. I have to say they're keeping the ball well. They're composed. They're linking up quite well. Just David De Gea with an absolute sponge of a save. Just absolutely went through him. You know. Oh my God. What is your name on Twitch? Says so we're a United Community channel on everything, guys. Yeah, United Community channel. So we're on. If you click on my homepage, there's a link tree there to all my social media accounts. You can follow me on everything. We do a podcast as well on Podbean. You can follow us there. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. That helps us out an awful lot. But yeah. Irish lad says the nightmares continue. I'd nearly turn it off already, for fuck's sake. Harris says, come on United, sort this team. What's happening to our club? Shambolic displays. And Charlie says, has Man United had a shot on goal yet in this game? Yeah, they've had two. One on target, one off target. Ronaldo had one on target and Bruno Fernandes had one off target. FD Baller says, no one wants to play for us. Barry says, Man United are far best team in the Premiership. I don't think they are, to be quite honest. But I have Sancho. I'm planning on getting rid of him. I presume that's the fantasy. I have him in mind as well. He won't be there too much longer if he doesn't start getting me some points. You can't blame a club for goalkeeper issues. Yeah, let's not get carried away here. It's an isolated incident, and David De Gea had an absolute stinker. But in relation to the team itself, we're actually playing quite well. We have the lion's share of possession, but you do worry for Manchester United when Brentford are breaking. They just look nervy. Bruno Fernandes has been poor. He's after giving the ball away twice now. And here's Brentford on the edge of the box again, blocked by Maguire. And Brentford keep the ball. Get it right now, and it's into the box and well away by Martinez, and Bruno Fernandes wins a free on the edge of the box. Well, good positioning there by Martinez in relation to the cross coming in. Luke Shaw again one-on-one with I'm not sure who the Brentford right-sided player was, but allowed the cross to come in too easy. But Martinez was well placed to clear his lines. Yeah. Let's see what people are saying here. Vincent said hoping for 3-2 United. Why 3-2? Why not 3-1 or more? Yeah, but I went for 2-1 myself, so I did see Brentford scoring. Now, I didn't see him scoring in the way they have, with an absolute pudding of a goal like that. But let's see. Keep smashing the like button for us as well, guys, if you haven't done so. It really helps out the channel an awful lot. Anyone watching on YouTube, if you haven't done so, please take a second, hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you're watching on TikTok, keep tapping that screen for me as well. Our aim is 50,000 likes. Brentford are in here. There's a good tackle there by Harry Maguire. Oh, and it's a free. Oh, it looked like he got the ball. Now, obviously, we'll get a replay here, but it was poor. Eriksson gives the ball away, tries to play a ball around the corner, and Brentford read it quite well. But United are slow stepping out. Like Harry Maguire, walking out with it. Nah, that is a free. He doesn't really get any of the ball there, I don't think. Yeah, that is a free. And the yellow card, the ref was spot on, you'd have to say. So, I mean, look, poor defending, but coming out slow, Harry Maguire. I mean, what more can we say about Harry Maguire, really? Like, I don't know. Vincent says United needs to practice some free kick plays and go for the free kicks. CDE is in and says, I've never been a fan of this passing the ball in the 18-yard from a goal kick the damn ball upfield. Yeah, I mean, you need to have confidence to do it, because if you don't, you're inviting pressure in on top of you all the time. And if you have someone like Harry Maguire on the ball who's stepping out slowly, is not overly good with passing through the lines, why are you doing it? Good opportunity here now for Brentford. They're literally about 4 yards outside United's box, and they have an opportunity here now to get a strike on goal. Here we go now. David De Gea is very far to the right of his goal. Oh, and it's over the bar. It's over the bar. But David De Gea was rooted to the spot. Brentford did see the opening on the far side of the goal, and De Gea didn't move. Really didn't move. Let's see what people are saying there. Charlie. Jonathan says, what part of Cork? No, so I'm from Kilkenny, Jonathan. Charlie says, I would sell Maguire and Shaw. They're both crap, so would I. Irish Dad says, Maguire, the slab is so slow. I agree. Harris says, I agree as well. Here we go. Brentford are in again. It's 2-0. What the fuck are you doing? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. What happened? Absolute shower of frauds. An absolute shower of frauds. And Ten Hag is shaking his head. And he cannot believe what he's seeing. Absolute shambles of a defence. Get Harry Maguire out of this team. Get him out of this team. Now, he had nothing to... Sorry, I apologise. He had nothing got to do with that. Sorry, it was David De Gea. A loose pass. It wasn't even loose. It was a slow pass into Eriksen. No pace on the ball. Eriksen tries to play the ball out to Harry Maguire. Brentford are reading him like a book. Reading him like a book. Close it down. Win the ball. Open goal. 2-0. Absolute shower of muppets. Muppets. Absolute muppets, boy. Absolute muppets. I'm just absolutely baffled by this. I'm absolutely baffled by this. David De Gea with the ball at his feet is just not good enough. You know, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. I mean, a fucking... Like, such a loose ball. Not loose, but such a half-arsed pass out to Christian Eriksen, who's coming onto the ball with pace. And if the pace on the pass is right, he gets to the ball there ahead of the Brentford player. But no, a little ball trickled out to him. Fucking... Shocking says, legends. Irish Dad says, what's going on? Party Pooper says, we were a joke. Same pass in the 18 again. Says CDE. Vincent says, let me get the beer and drown myself. Boy, get me one as well, Vincent, will ya? Harris says, WTF is this team? Slabek can't play a normal line, yet alone a high line where he needs pace. And Dog's passing was atrocious. Party Pooper said, turning my phone off after this. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. So it is. Ronaldo with a strike hits it a mile wide. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here. Maguire has to go. I seriously wants his mighty lines. Looks good to me, says Cameron. Shouldn't have loaned Henderson out, says Colin. David De Gea has been finished for 4 years. Way too predictable. Joe says this is a shambles. Paddy says, come and pack cars, Jack, down your sorrows. Pa, I won't be too far away, man, I tell you that. As soon as this game is over. Man, you are finished, says Izzy. Mighty Line says, I won't watch another game. Way too predictable. Who knows where we're going to finish first 5 games. I mean, lads, we have Liverpool next week. We're going to have 0 points from first 3 games. You know, 0 points from 3 games. I don't know. I mean, and I said it. For anyone who's been watching my content, when the fixture list came out, I done a video on it, and I said we have a very, very tough opening 5 games. And people were saying, "What are you talking about? Brighton and Brentford? Sure, we'll get 6 points out of that." And I was saying to myself, I said, they're both well organised, hard to beat teams. And look what's after happening. Look what's after happening. I don't know. I just don't know. Uh, and if just to make you feel, if you don't feel any way bad at the moment, if you want to feel worse, United fans in the chat, we are currently bottom of the table. As it stands, we are bottom of the table. A joke, an absolute joke, absolute joke. So it is. So yeah, we have Liverpool next, then we have Southampton away, then we have Leicester and Arsenal. So I mean, we won't get into the top half of the table if we keep playing like this, let alone the top 6. Liverpool next, Kings Arsenal. Yeah, Liverpool are next. They absolutely are. They're next. And let's see. Ivan says Varane, Malacia and Tellez should be played over Maguire, Shaw and Delors. I don't know why we loaned Tellez. Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry, you'll win the championship next year, says Lucas. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't, to be honest. Craig says, might do them good to get relegated. You're worse than us, Everton, says Jimmy. Which we're not far off you, Jimmy, that's certainly for sure. Carney says, was the goal any good? No, it wasn't. It was an absolute howler from Manchester United. You know, playing the ball out from the back. David De Gea, no pace on his pass out to Christian Eriksen. Brentford easily close it down, win it in our 18-yard box, have a free shot in the goal and score. You know, 2 very poor mistakes. Here's Sancho coming forward. Now he gets it wide to Rashford. Rashford with a strike and it's blocked. I mean, Bruno, like, what are you trying there? Comes to Dalot, Ronaldo. Dalot with a strike. Just a nothing strike. Absolutely nothing. Let's see what people are saying here. Update the score. Apologies, guys. I'll update the score here now. I have a feeling I could be updating it a lot more throughout the day if United keep playing the way they're playing. But, like, we started quite well, I have to say. And these 2 very, very poor mistakes are just after sucking the life out of us. And now Brentford are in the ascendancy. They look comfortable. United now have to step out, you know, and go looking for goals. Where Brentford are very happy now just to keep possession, not run down the clock, but slow down the game. And we have a drinks break. Let's see what people are saying here. Harris says we need Hendo back. Party Pooper said, what are the odds for United relegation? I said they're getting shorter and shorter at the moment. Change the score. Yeah, the score. Harris says we need to do an Arsenal from last season. They lost first 3 and still should have got 4th. I actually hate this team, says Twigs. United Community Channel, change the score. Don't worry why I'm surprised these guys are not United players. These owners have a lot to answer for. Glazers out. Wesley says United need to change the score. And we have Liverpool next. Yeah, JJ says there is 24 minutes gone in a game. You're way behind. I'm not way behind. It's 25 minutes and 10 seconds now. I'm watching it on Sky Sports. I mean, how can I get it any bloody sooner? Ben says United are absolutely shocking, mate. I have no idea what's going on in that club, but it's pretty pathetic. It is, Ben. I agree. It's but look, you can see what the manager is trying to do and what he's trying to instill in these players, but they're not good enough. They're fucking useless. They're absolutely useless. You know, I'm not gonna have anything negative to say about this manager. The only slight criticism I would have was that I think maybe he should have made more changes on last week's performance. But again, that's down to him. I'm going to back him on whatever he does. But these players are just not up to it. They're fucking not up to it. They're just not up to it. Guys, please smash a like on the video as well if you haven't already done so. Anyone watching on YouTube, if you haven't, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps the channel out a ton. Anyone watching on TikTok as well, keep tapping that screen for me. It helps us out an awful lot. We have nearly 650 people watching there, which is great to see. Our goal is to get to 50,000 likes before the end of the live at 7:30. So please keep tapping that screen for us. Really appreciate it. And as well, anybody that is watching on TikTok, if you do want the full experience, you can go over to the YouTube page. We're live there as well. Link is on my homepage. We have the scoreboard, the timer, starting 11. It's the full experience rather than the narrow vision here. You can find the link on my homepage, head over to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe. And the chat is generally a lot quieter over there as well, so it'll be a lot easier for me to read out your comments if you have any as well. Ben said, yeah, we read that one. Wesley says, United have changed everything since Fergie left, except the Glazers. And Liam said, these players don't care. Simple. I agree with you, Liam. Ben says, touche, my friend. Party says, Dean Henderson is laughing. He certainly is. JJ says, change the score. I did. It's 2-0. Brentford coming forward down the right-hand side here again. And Brentford are comfortable now, you know, and there's a free on the edge of the box. Again, Bruno Fernandes is having an absolute mare, and that he needs to be dropped as well. He needs to be dropped, and he's throwing his hands up in the air, petulance as usual. I mean, what more do you want? You were slow to the tackle, you took down the player. It's a free. I mean, you know, I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here. Marcus Rashford, I feel out with the game. Our team is finished, says Minion Cult. Rena says my bet slip. I know, my bet slip too. I had United down as my last team for 75 quid. Fucking dickheads. Sell the whole team, says V8 Vision. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Free kick now on the edge of the box. And this is big danger here now from Brentford. Cross comes in. David De Gea with a punch away. He should easily be saved. He should easily be holding onto that. But look how easy it is. Look, and another free. I mean, it's so easy for Brentford. There's no composure in the tackles. Their body shape is wrong when they're one-on-one with you know, when they're defending one-on-one. I mean, it's... So Marcus Rashford is just way too easy. And then Delors stands, again, square on. One little ball. I think he plays it even through his legs. He gets nutmegged and gives away a free kick. And another massive chance here now from Brentford in a great position. And United are just shocking. They're just so bad. They're so bad. Conte would have done a better job. I don't think he would, John, to be quite honest with you. I'm not going to say anything against Ten Hag here. It's these players are not good enough to implement it. If Conte had come in, they would have still not been good enough. Here's the free now from Brentford, right into the 6-yard box. And it's headed clear. Ball comes back across, and Brentford win a corner. And Brentford are comfortable here, you have to say. They've been really comfortable since the 2 goals came in. United started quite well. They were well on top, keeping all the possession, couple of chances, and then a terrible, terrible mistake from David De Gea. And then a bullshit goal to give away then for the second one. And it just completely changed the game. And Brentford settled in. They can settle down and start playing a bit of ball. United have to step out, and you can see they're starting to worry and panic, and bang, hit the default button. Back to last season, you know. Just a joke. Absolute joke. So, corner coming in now here from Brentford, and these set pieces are dangerous. Back post. Ball comes back across the edge, and it's 3-0. It's 3-0. 3-0. I mean, this team has the character of a sloth. It's a disgrace. This team and these players are an absolute disgrace. They're an absolute disgrace. Hang your heads in shame, ye absolute shower of frauds. That's a fraud. Frauds is the only word I can say. Deep corner comes in all the way to the back post. Free header all the way back across, and a little header all the way in. Who's there? Martinez is the only one challenging, but he's backtracking. The player, Cristiano Ronaldo, it looks like loses his man. Luke Shaw is throwing his arms up in the air. It's everyone else's fault but yours, Luke. You know, you're an absolute shower of frauds. You're weak. You're lackluster. You do not deserve to wear that jersey. You're a disgrace. You're an absolute disgrace. This is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And what can Ten Hag do about that? He can do absolutely nothing about that. You know what I mean? All he can do is set up his team and put him out there. These players are not good enough. They're just not good enough. How many more chances can Harry Maguire get? Can David De Gea get? Can Luke Shaw get? Can Fred get? Can Rashford get? They're just not good enough. They're just not fucking good enough. End of story. End of story. Party Pooper says we need a mass sale of players, just need to have a complete rebuild. Wesley says United are struggling defensively and you have 2 decent centre backs. Oshin says embarrassing. Party Pooper says help me please. JJ says it's 3-0. Ben says Harry Maguire is a plank in any format. Party Pooper says they are getting Ten Hag sacked. He won't get sacked. These players will get sacked. I'm rapidly falling out of love with football, says Twigs. This is painful. Wesley says Maguire for England, Maguire for United. CDE says need a new 11. Yeah, we do. Well, we need a new 8 at least. Change it. It has to be changed at half-time now. Why not change it now? Get these frauds off the field. Get Varane on in centre-back. Get Malacia on at left-back. Get James Garner on in the centre of the field. Get Rashford off and put Garnacho on. Get the changes made at half-time. These players do not deserve to play for this team anymore. Get them off the field. They do not deserve it. They're weak. They're just weak physically and mentally, and they don't deserve to be playing for Manchester United. Go easy, bud, says Tommy. Text me there. Oh man, Tommy, Jesus Christ, man. If these clips that I'm doing don't go viral, I don't know what will. Here's United coming out. Eriksen gets to the end line. But Brentford have been good. You have to say Brentford have been good. As soon as they got their first goal, it settled them down. They kept the ball. United have just been shite, but Brentford have been comfortable. You know, and they've taken their chances. They've been strong. They've been physical in the box. They've worked set pieces to their advantage. And United have just been typical United. Typical United, you know. And that's what we're looking at these days. Typical United. Fernandes now gets a ball into the box. Goes all the way to the back post at Delo here. Here's Sancho now running at him. Gets Fred to the end line. He's going to cut it back to Delo. Needs a good ball in now. Comes to Sancho. Lovely turn. Just a bit heavy. Like, I would have to say that Sancho is trying to make something. Here's Brentford coming forward here now. And Christian Eriksen is going to be bet for pace here. And it's 4-0. It's 4-0. It's 4-0. It was Luke Shaw. Bet for pace. 4-0. I mean, like, we can't even get mad at this anymore. Like, we can't even get mad at this anymore. Luke Shaw, look, you fucking... It's unbelievable by Brentford. You have to say, it is unbelievable by Brentford. But our recovery runs with our high line. Watch Luke Shaw now. Luke Shaw at the bottom of the or at the bottom of the screen here now, right? Side-tracking, and look, bang! Ivan Toney is gone, or whoever it is. And he does not... And Luke Shaw is just, Luke Shaw, go back and eat a... Go and get your chicken chow mein later on tonight out of Chinese, because that's all you deserve. You don't even deserve it. You're useless. One long ball down along, nobody marking him, and the ball is square. Luke Shaw's caught an absolute no man's land and a brilliant finish. Brentford are absolutely destroying Manchester United. Now let that sink in. Brentford are absolutely destroying Manchester United. Hang your heads in shame. Hang your heads in shame. Hang your heads in shame. 4-0. 4-0. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. What more can you say? Literally, what more can you say? What more can we say? And there's people in the chat and they're laughing and there's common, laughing faces. And you know what? Obviously, they're opposition fans. And you know what? They're dead right. Why wouldn't they laugh at us? Why wouldn't they laugh at us? We're an absolute disgrace. We're an absolute disgrace. And you look at, the comparisons. A lot of people saying, with Liverpool in the 30 years before they won the league. Liverpool always gave you a game, regardless of whether they were, winning the league or not. They went 30 years without winning the league. They always gave you a game. This Manchester United team are the easiest team in the league to play against. They're the easiest team in the league to play against. And Erik Ten Hag has a fucking huge job on his hands. A huge job. And I blame the board for this. Not backing the manager early in the transfer window, getting the players that he wanted. And we're seeing the product of that now. We're seeing the product of it. It's absolutely disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. And Brentford are on the edge of the box here again, and they're comfortable. And look at that, they're hungry. They want the ball more. It's just soul destroying. Absolutely soul destroying. Here's Rashford now. Oh, the keeper comes out. And he wins the ball. Keeper comes out 10 yards outside of his box. Wins the ball off of Rashford. Takes 5 or 6 seconds without anyone closing him down. And clears it up the field. There's the difference. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace of a team. Keep smashing the like button for us, guys, on TikTok. Please tap the screen for us. Helps the channel out a ton. We're trying to get to 50,000 likes. If you can't like this bullshit from opposition fans, get the screen tapped. Because if you don't like 4-0 to Brentford against Manchester United, I think it deserves a little tap of the screen. So keep tapping that like button for us, guys. Gets more people in on the chat. Make sure you follow as well. Anyone watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button as well for us. Helps out the channel an awful lot. Let's see what people are saying here. Party Pooper says it's a comedy show or what. Wesley says the high press is key to beat United. I feel like burning all my jerseys. I hate this team. Well, don't burn your jerseys, Tweed, because we still love the club. It's this team, So easy to play against, says Wesley. Irish Lad says, what are Liverpool going to do to us next week? Oh my God, I just don't know. That's scary to think like. And Manchester United fans in the way and here are holding up time to go, Glazers out banners. And it's right, it is right, Are we getting relegated, says Patrick. Well, if we keep going like this, Patrick, we certainly are. Cottle says Liverpool should beat us at least 8-0. They will. Twig says Eric Binbag is at the wheel. I'm not blaming this, Twigs, on Erik Ten Hag in any way, shape or form. How many managers have these players let down? Alright, you cannot blame the manager for this. These players are not good enough. You want to blame Erik Ten Hag for Harry Maguire, for Fred, for Luke Shaw, for Rashford. These players that have got, 3 managers sacked now? No way am I blaming this manager. Absolutely not. These players need to be held accountable for once because they've gotten away with far too much over the last 3 or 4 years. And it's about time something is done over this. Ten Hag needs to make changes at half-time. He has to make changes at half-time. I'm not blaming the manager in any way for this. These players are at fault here and they should be ashamed of themselves for going around and putting in performances like that, wearing the jersey that they're wearing. They should be ashamed of themselves. Alan says, I'm in shock. I can't believe it. Wesley said, Patrick, watch Brentford. Oshin says, Ten Hag should go to the board tomorrow and tell them to shove it. He deserves better than this. Absolutely. Noah says, who has played decent? No one, really. Nobody. Sancho a little bit. But outside of that, nobody has played well. Ericsson is trying. He's trying to get on the ball. He's trying to make things happen. But outside of that, there's been nothing. Mark says Ronaldo will leave after this game. Erdy says embarrassing 4-0 in 33 minutes. It is. Damien says Man United needs defenders. Patrick says these players would get us relegated in League 2. Man United doesn't need manager. These players keep messing up, says Damien. I agree. I think we could easily play anyone other than Shaw. Maybe the left back he bought. These comments shouldn't be paid. Absolute disgrace. Give De Jong his 17 million already. Here's Rashford now coming down the left hand side. He's too easy to read. He's just too easy to read. Easy. But what's De Jong going to be thinking watching this game? Why the fuck am I going to go to Manchester United and they're getting beaten 4-0 by Brentford? De Jong probably never even heard of Brentford. I just don't know. I really don't know. This club should have listened to Ralph Rangnick. They should have been. I agree with you. De Jong won't come anymore. AC, thanks for the gifts on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Let's see. CDE says, if I were Ten Hag, I would resign tomorrow. The players are no good. Adam says, we are the worst team in the league. I agree. Erdy says, these kits are ridiculous. And Ushin says, Rabiot's wages demands just increased. They certainly did. And I think the fact that we need... did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? I'm going live at the moment. Look at that score. Look at that score. 41 minutes gone. We're losing 4-0. Yeah, it's on the telly it's on the telly in the sitting room as well if you want to watch it. Patrick says, I've backed Rashford, but he needs to retire. His heart isn't in it. He's just not good enough. Simple as that, Patrick. He's not good enough. I never overly rated him. I thought he was a decent player, but I never thought he was a world beater or as good as some people made him out to be. Here's Bruno now with a strike. But look how slow we're passing and moving and movement off the ball, and we're just ambling along. They're just so bad. They're so bad. It's just so bad. So bad. So bad. Keep smashing the like button for us, guys, if you haven't already done so. We're over 30,000 likes already on TikTok, which is great to see. Thanks so much to everyone who's hit the like button. Please hit the follow button as well if you haven't already done so. We put up daily Manchester United content. We do all of the watch-alongs. So even, opposition fans, if you want to laugh at us, and by all means follow along. We do daily Manchester United content. And like I said as well, anyone watching on TikTok, we have over 1,100 people in the chat at the moment, which is great to see. AC, thanks for the gift. I really appreciate it there. If you want the full experience, you can head over to the YouTube channel. You can hit the link on my homepage. You get the full experience. The scoreboard is there with 4-0 on it to Brentford. The timer is there, the starting 11. You get the full experience rather than the narrow view here. So head across to YouTube. Link is on the homepage. James and number 9, thanks for the gifts there. Really appreciate it, guys. Team's dead, says Paul. Absolutely, Paul. There has to be changes made at halftime. There has to be. But again, I go back to what I'm saying, guys. I'm not going to blame Ten Hag for this. He can only do so much. Put the players out, set them up in a certain formation, give them instructions. They're not executing it. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough. So it's time for these players to be taken out of the team. Play the kids. Just play them. What more have we got to lose? How much further do we have to fall before we give some of these young lads a go? Just give them a chance. Just get him into the team. Give him a chance. Get Varane back into the team. Get Malacia in left back. Get James Garner in centre midfield. Get Garnacho in on the wing. Get these young lads in and give them a go because they deserve it. Adam says, De Gea is useless. Maguire couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Embarrassing. I agree. I've got to go. This is heartbreaking, Patrick. Good to see you, Patrick. Thanks for popping in. Cottle says, Sir Jim Radcliffe, it's now or never. Absolutely. And it's Glazers out. And it has to be Glazers out. And, 4-0 to Brentford. After, what was it, 33 minutes? What was it, something like that? It's just a disgrace. Edwin, thanks for the gifts there on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Thank you. This is a cop-out. That's a cop-out, says Brian. They're his tactics. Even Neville is saying his tactics are crazy. Well, his tactics are not crazy. How are his tactics crazy? He wants to play short out from the back. He wants a high press. And he wants high intensity. And we've given him none of that. We've passed out from the back very poorly. We haven't kept a high line. And when we have, we've been getting beaten in behind by long balls. Because people are not reading the game well. And we have nothing going forward. So, Ten Hag can only do so much. And look, I take everyone's opinion, and everyone has their own opinion, absolutely. You can say this is Ten Hag's fault, but I'm not saying it's Ten Hag's fault. Make 4 changes at half time, says Party Pooper. Absolutely. Lucas says comeback, ? I just don't know, Lucas, to be honest. Malacia, Varane, Eric Dalot should be our defenders. David says, it's actually heartbreaking to see how low we have gone. I agree, David. Absolutely, I agree. Wesley says, the fact Mourinho got second looks more and more like an achievement every year. Yeah, I agree. And he hit the nail on the head with saying, about, the internal structure with United as well and how poor it was and all of that. He was spot on. Adam says, #Glazers out. Erdy says, Arnautovic will save you lot. Jesus Christ. If that's how low we're stooping early, I don't really know if I want it or not. Oshin says, and everyone laughed when Jose said it. Absolutely. Damien Brown says, the players keep getting too much chances and doing nothing. Liam says, we are so bad. Liverpool fans are getting tired of sneering us. This is becoming normal. And Damien says, Ronaldo said he isn't willing to play with the youngsters. Well, that's not his decision, really, Damien. The manager picks the team, and if you're in the team, you play with him. End of story. LMT Louis says, wonder what it's going to be at full time. I dread to think what it's going to be. Rashford out, says Lucas. I mean, lads, it's just embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is, you know. No hunger, no desire, weak mentality, weak physically, you know, petulance, throwing their hands up in the air when something goes wrong rather than working hard. They're just an absolute... Look, free kick, you know, whistle has been blown. 3 of them are still with their back to goal. Ronaldo, Rashford and Fernandes walking away from the free kick. No intensity. They'll probably score from it now. Keeper comes a long way and wins the ball. Too easy. Too easy. Too easy. Mark says, Bruno, Rashford, Maguire, Shaw, Fred needs to go. At this point, just forfeit the club, says Erdy. Lucas says, the fans are keeping the club alive. Well, without the fans, this club would be nothing. They really would. There'd be absolutely nothing. And Luke Shaw again. I mean, you're right. I mean, Luke Shaw is so bad. He's so bad. He's so fucking bad. He's so bad. Anyway. Paddy, if you're still listening, is that offer to go to the pub still on the cards? Jesus Christ. Here we go again now. Brentford with a free kick opportunity. Nice quick free kick here. Anyway, the only good thing about my day is the fact that I have a packet of Aero Melts. Shower of frauds. I mean, I think it's the consistency of the Aero Melts that I like so much. They do melt in your mouth. You know, the bubbles. Well, look, it's a corner to Brentford here now anyway, but sure, look, they'll probably score again. I mean, I'd rather give my views on this packet of Aero Melts because it's more exciting than watching Manchester United. No. Enter name. Thanks for the gifts. Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, Aero Melts. They're consistent. They've got body. They've got a bit of soul. Unlike this Manchester United team. You know, and they leave a nice aftertaste. Unlike Manchester United. Aero Melts. Get yours in a shop near you. Fucking dickheads. It's half time, by the way. It's half time. And it's 4-0 to Brentford. I mean, it's 4-0 to Brentford. I mean, what the fucking, you know. 4-0 to Brentford. I'm more excited about this packet of Aero Melts now than I am about anything else. I mean, they're just an absolute shower of frauds, aren't they? What more can you say? The one bit of... Oh, that was a good one. I will have criticism for Ten Hag for one thing and one thing only. If he doesn't make at least 3 changes at halftime. Because the majority of these players don't deserve to be on the pitch anymore. But yeah, 4-0. A joke. An absolute joke of a team. And, I mean, it was basically a carbon copy of what happened against Brighton last week. So, Manchester United start very well. Get the game off well on top, getting their chances. You know, couple of shots on the goal, all of that kind of stuff, all of that good stuff. And then, obviously, Brentford settled in. They kept their shape. They got on the ball a bit more. They looked for set pieces, because that's what they were doing. They were obviously working off of set pieces. And Manchester United do what they done again against like they done against Brighton last week. They hit the panic button. David De Gea with an absolute pudding of a goal. I mean, two hands like sponges. It's just everything goes through him. And then, Manchester United, when they go a goal down, they instantly panic. Oh, shit. Brentford settle into the game, get their foot on the ball, start playing. And United just look like United. They just look slow, lethargic, weak physically and mentally. Brighton go on, get a second goal, third goal and fourth goal. Easy goals. Easy goals. Manchester United are just shambles. An absolute shambles. And the only good thing about this is that we have one of the best up-and-coming coaches in Europe. And he can't even get a trick out of these players. Now, what does that say to you? If Erik ten Hag cannot get a trick out of these players would get Guardiola sacked in a few seasons. So, the board take a lot of blame for this. They have not backed him to the way he required them to back him at the start of the transfer window, and we're seeing the results of that now. We're just seeing the results of that now, and it's absolute. You could have scripted this 3 weeks ago. You could have scripted this. All of the teams around us. Arsenal were ready. Spurs were ready. Chelsea were miles better than us anyway, but even they were more ready than us. City were ready. Liverpool were ready. You drop down to the likes of even West Ham were ready. Aston Villa were ready. These kind of teams, and we just weren't ready. We just weren't ready, and it's just. I just don't know how much more I can take of this. To be honest, I just don't. It's absolutely soul destroying. And there's a lot of comments coming in from opposition fans here in the chat, laughing faces and all that. And why wouldn't they laugh at us? We're an absolute joke. We're an absolute joke. Absolute joke. Mark says the mint ones are way better. I was looking for the mint ones, Mark. I couldn't find them. Enter name. Thanks for the gift. I really appreciate it there, man. Thank you. I mean, look. What can we say? I think we're just waiting now to see what happens at half time. Marl, thanks for the gift. And Franklin, thanks for the gift. I really appreciate it. Stephen as well. Thanks a lot for the gifts there, guys, on TikTok. They're much appreciated. Keep the likes coming as well. Our aim is 50,000, but we're just after breaking 40,000 there now, which is great to see. Patrick and Martin again, thanks for gifts. Let's try and go for 100,000 likes before the end of this game. I think we can do it. Keep smashing the like button for us, guys. Liam, and again, enter name. Thanks for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Again, guys, anyone that wants the full experience, we're live on YouTube as well. You can click on my homepage up here. There's a link to my YouTube channel. We're live there as well. We have the full experience with the scoreboard, the timer. Yeah, the starting 11 is all on the screen as well. Fred, thanks for the gift. Franklin, thanks for the gift. So make sure, if you do want the full experience, click on the homepage, head over and watch us on the YouTube channel as well. We are on Instagram, Twitter. We do a podcast every Monday night, so you can find that on our link page there as well on the homepage. Make sure you're following us on all accounts. But yeah, who do you think you will change? Says Lucas. I would change Luke Shaw. First and foremost, I would change Luke Shaw. I would take Harry Maguire off. I would give maybe James Garner a go, and I would give Garnacho a go instead of Rashford. That's what I would do. Fred, appreciate the gifts there again, man. Thanks a lot. Let's see what people are saying here. Oshin says it will be a struggle to break top half if they stay this way. Absolutely. Favor says I ripped out my eyes. And Damien says Maguire, De Gea has no competition, so they keep messing up and still get time to play. I mean, we have a player on the bench who won, 4 Champions League medals, sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? And that yoke playing centre back with a head like a fucking anchor is still getting games. Get him off the field. Get him off the fucking field. They'll hardly change the kitty and they say they couldn't see each other. G. Dawson says, Franklin, thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it. G. Dawson said, these players should put on the shirt ever again. Absolute wasters. I agree. Mark says, if you like Aeros, try Minstrels. They are different. I tried it before, Mark. Not mad on the Minstrels. No, not mad on the Minstrels now at all. But yeah. Give us 1 sec there, guys. They're going live.
I know, yeah. You drink a bottle, no?
Yeah, I might be. I'll ring you after the game. Right, talk to you. Right, bye. Sorry about that. Mark says, if you like, oh yeah, we read that one. I'd nearly leave them clowns on to get a proper hiding. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, that mightn't be a bad idea, you know, and just say, well, you got yourselves in this mess. Now let's see if you can get yourselves out of it, you know. Let's see. Big Boy says, man. Yep, I agree, man. Yeah. Michael says, Martinez has to come off. He's useless. I think Maguire is worse, to be quite honest with you. Congrats, mate. 50k plus now. Absolutely. We broke the 50k mark on TikTok. Let's go for 100k, guys. Keep smashing that like button for me. I really appreciate it. And we'll get through some of the comments now in a moment. Thoughts on Haaland versus Nunez? Mark, I'm not really in the humour, to be quite honest. No disrespect. Ryan, thanks for the gifts. I mean, the thoughts of thinking about Man City and Liverpool now and their players and how far ahead they are to us is just depressing. Guys, hit the thumbs up on the stream, says CDE. Yes, guys, anyone that's watching, please hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Take a second, hit them thumbs up. Helps the channel out a ton. And Rich, thanks a million for the gifts there on TikTok as well. I really appreciate it. Vincent says, sorry, my people. Just took 200 to 1 on relegation. It's about £5. Jesus. PXR says, do you believe Martinez's height is the reason for the Ben Mee goal? No, I don't think so. I think he was backtracking. Somebody else was marking him before it, and he was backtracking. I think he was actually on the post. So when he was backtracking, when the ball came across, he stepped off the post to try and challenge, because whoever was marking him wasn't, or didn't follow the run, or didn't track him behind. So I wouldn't be critical of Martinez there. Owen says, have you seen the log right now? No, Man United's 20th. I'm not sure what that means, Owen. Bailey says, boards should have kept their promise to him. Yeah, absolutely. And Mark says, better than Goldbridge. Come on. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here as well. Again, guys, loads of people in on TikTok. 1,300, more than 1,300 people in on TikTok. Great to see so many people in. Keep smashing the like button for us as well. And like I said, if you want to go over to the YouTube channel, the chat tends to be a lot quieter over there. I'll be able to read out your comments a lot more. Link is on the homepage. Go over, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be able to leave a comment in the chat there on TikTok, or on YouTube, apologies. Nick says, United will be relegated. Worst team I've ever seen. They're not far off it. Let's see what other people are saying here. The messages are flying in, guys, on TikTok, so I won't be able to get to them all. Franklin, thanks for the gift there. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. 4-0. Yeah, a lot of laughing faces coming in, and why wouldn't they? You know. We will do the comeback, I swear, says you cute, bro. Jeez, I don't know. Jay says, opinions on Goldbridge. I like Mark Goldbridge. Sometimes it can lean towards the negative side of Everton, but I do like it. Ryan, thanks for the gifts. I do like him. Sometimes I go through phases of not listening to him because it's very negative sometimes. But no, I certainly do like his content, absolutely. Getting battered this week and getting more battered next week against Liverpool, says Cameron. I mean, absolutely. It's scary. It really is. It's absolutely scary. Yeah, anyone watching on YouTube as well, guys, please take a second and hit the thumbs up button for me. It really helps out the channel a ton. We have over 1,800 people watching us here on TikTok as well. Keep smashing that like button for us, guys. Our goal is 100,000 likes before the end of the stream. So keep tapping that screen for me. I really appreciate it. And if you want a comment read out, your best chance of getting that done is to go on over to YouTube. Link is on my homepage there. It's a lot quieter over there. You'll be able to get the comments read out a lot easier over there. So on YouTube, Wesley, I have to thank you for subscribing there as well. Timmy, thanks for subscribing. Bailey, thanks for subscribing. And Jesse, thanks for subscribing a few seconds ago. Really appreciate the new subscribers there as well on YouTube, guys. Thanks a lot. Great to see the channel growing. We broke 1,000 subscribers only a couple of weeks ago, so our aim is 5,000 subscribers before Christmas. So anyone watching on TikTok as well, please do us a favour, click on my homepage, link is there to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe for me, and you can come back into the chat. Helps the channel out an awful lot. I really appreciate it there. Let's see what people are saying here. Jesse says, whose fault is it, do you think it is, manager or players? I'm going players on this one, Jesse. I'm absolutely going players on this. These players have got 3 managers sacked now. Well, 3 managers. Mourinho, Ollie, and I suppose to a lesser extent, Ranić. You know what I mean? But I'm still going to say 3 players that, these players made a show of, really, and they're not getting away with it this time. I'm not blaming Ten Hag for this. He's trying to do. Ten Hag is one of the top up and coming coaches in Europe, okay, and he can't even get a tune out with these players. Pep Guardiola would get sacked if he played these players for 2 or 3 seasons, like Solskjaer, like Mourinho, like Ranić, all of that. He would. These players are not good enough. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of frauds. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the players, absolutely, here. Lawrence, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel, really appreciate it. And John, thanks for subscribing there as well. Good to see so many people jumping in, guys. Apologies if I don't get all of the comments right out. There's loads of chats coming in here now as well. Alan says, it's sad to say the league is over after 2 games. Yeah, we were never challenging anyway, I don't think, Alan. Big Boy says, every manager we get is the same as the next one. No, but the one thing I'm going to say there, Big Boy, that I disagree with you with, Zakir, thanks for the gift, and Keen, thanks for the gift as well. The one thing I would say there, Big Boy, that I disagree with you on is that, you're saying every manager we get is the same as the next. It's not the same manager, it's the same fucking players. And that's what's so frustrating. These players they thrown Mourinho under the bus, they thrown Ollie under the bus, and Wacky, thanks for the gift, and Sarker, thanks for the gift as well. And basically they turned their back on Ranić, and they will. It goes back to what Ray Keane said. They will throw Ten Hag under the bus if they're allowed to do it. The board have to get behind Ten Hag here. They have to back him, get signings in, and see what happens. Now there's changes. Let's see. 3 changes. Okay, so it looks like Varane is coming on. Let's see what happens here now. I'm going to wait to see the graphic here on Sky Sports. Martinez is coming off, so that obviously means Martinez, Shaw, and Fred are the 3 to come off. Malacia, Varane, and McTominay. My God. McTominay is coming on. I mean, I don't know. Ryan, thanks for the gifts. Really appreciate it, man. McTominay is coming on. Sahadu too. Thanks for the gifts there. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Guys, okay, I understand obviously Varane coming on, but I would have took Maguire off over Martinez, absolutely. And McTominay is on for Fred. I mean, Lottie, thanks for the gifts. You're replacing one idiot with another. I just don't get it. Why not? Why doesn't James Garner get a go here? I don't know. This is going to be an interesting second half, lads. I can't see Manchester United coming back here. I really can't. I can't see us even touching Brentford. Bringing on these... Varane is coming on. What's Varane going to do? Is he's going to shore up the defence and make sure we don't concede anymore. McTominay coming on for Fred, I mean, is just, I think that's a backward step. And who was the other one? Malacia coming on for Luke Shaw. I agree with that because Luke Shaw is absolutely atrocious. Let's see what we're saying. Lex says we deserve relegation at this point. I agree with you, absolutely. Liam says thoughts on current situation at Manchester United. I don't really want to even think about it, to be honest with you, Liam. Dylan says, do you think Man United appeal to big names anymore? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. Lex says, why doesn't Donny come on? We are effed. I agree with you, Lex. I would have given Donny or James Garner a go there. 100%. Absolutely 100%. Sean says, when you concede one, then all the other goals keep going. Yeah, I agree, Sean. Absolutely. We kind of hit the default button as soon as we concede. Bang, default button hits, and the panic sets in, and yeah, I don't know. Lauren says the changes were made. Keane, thanks for the gifts. The changes were made for more height on the pitch. Yeah, well, that's what Gary Neville said on Sky Sports, Lauren. So, look, I don't know. I mean, Malacia is smaller than Luke Shaw. Okay, McTominay is taller than Fred. And Varane is... Okay, right, Varane is taller than Martinez. Okay, maybe so. I don't think that's what we should be doing. I think we need to be looking at getting... And look at this. Look, I mean, Manchester United are caught asleep. Brentford had a free throw in that allowed him to break down the left-hand side. Let me get the timer going here on YouTube as well, guys. Apologies. Let's get the timer up and running here. We're looking at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Starting. Yeah, so Brentford have another one of these long throws now. And Brentford are looking for these set plays. And as they should. Absolutely as they should. We've hit 105,000 likes, guys. Absolutely unbelievable there. Thanks a lot to everyone who's hitting the like button. Keep smashing them for us. Let's go for 200,000 likes before the end of the game. I really appreciate everyone that's in. If you could do me a big favour as well, click on the link on my homepage and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're live on YouTube as well at the moment. We have the full experience there with the scoreboard, the timer, the starting 11 is all there as well. So make sure you follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over there and watch us as well. I'll be able to read out your chat a lot easier over there because there's not as many people in as there is on TikTok. So if you want to chat right out, head over to YouTube, hit subscribe. Brentford are, basically... I've had the majority of possession now, the first maybe 3 or 4 minutes that we've started here, and they've been camped down in Man United's corner. United can't get out. Sancho with a poor pass back to McTominay and puts it out for a corner to Brentford. Jules, thanks for the gift there. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. But Brentford are comfortable. They really are. Patrick, thanks for subscribing. Ash, thanks for subscribing. And HD Nugget, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Corner comes in now. Comes to the back post. Ball back across, and De Gea makes a good save with his feet at the near post. Still bobbling around the 6-yard box. And a high and wide shot from Brentford there. But Brentford have been comfortable now in this second half. They've been keeping possession. They've been creating chances. United are slow, lethargic, void of any confidence. Typical. Just typical, really, isn't it? Absolute typical. Let's see what people are saying here. Baz says, heads down after 1-0. Absolutely. Noah says, any subs made yet? 3 made. Varane on for Martinez. Malacia on for Luke Shaw. And McTominay is on for Fred. Sean says, imagine what Liverpool will be doing on Monday. I don't think I want to get out of bed that day, Sean, to be quite honest with you. Brentford are underrated, says Mark. Absolutely, Mark. I said it. A lot of people were saying that Brentford could potentially go down in their second season. I have them comfortably staying up in my Premier League predictions. So, yeah, I think Brentford are a very good team. Here's Dallo now. Chance. Ronaldo with a header. Heads it wide. Ball was just behind him. I would blame the cross more so now than Ronaldo. Ball was just behind him there. Let's see. Dylan says, are Man United bigger or smaller than Arsenal in the last 5 seasons? Well, they're a far bigger club. This argument gets thrown around an awful lot. Who's bigger? And just because you finish above someone in the league doesn't mean you're a bigger team. Brentford are beating us 4-0, but just because they're beating us 4-0 doesn't mean they're a bigger club. Arsenal last year were a better team because they finished above us in the league, but they're not a bigger club, and I don't think they ever will be. I still think it's Manchester United and Liverpool as being the 2 biggest clubs in English football, and I don't think that's going to change. Even with Manchester City, as much as they've won it's just that kind of history and the kind of, the fan base and, how global Manchester United and Liverpool are, I think that's why. Fernandes now with a cross into the box, too deep, no one there. Rashford tries to keep it in on the far side and gets it back to Malacia. Here's Delon now, cross into the box. Ronaldo! Oh, roof of the net. Roof of the net. And creating chances. I mean, a couple of them crosses has come in. And Ronaldo has got on the end of both of them. And there's been 2 good balls by Delon, you'd have to say. But the fact that Manchester United are trying to, are banking on crosses like this, and it just goes to show how poorly we're actually playing, Murphy's Law says, absolute shocking from United. So tired of defeats. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I mean, how much further do we have to fall? We need to go out and sign 5 players before the end of this transfer. And I do not care who they are at this stage. Idris, thanks for the gift. Really appreciate it there, man. Thank you. I don't care who we sign before the end of this transfer window, as long as it gets these players out of this team. If it's Rabiot, if it's De Jong, if it's Gakpo, if it's bloody Johnny Evans coming back from Leicester, I don't care who it is. These players have let this club down for far too long, and they need to be gotten rid of. Get them out of the squad. Lover boy, thanks for the gifts. Get them out of the team. Get them out of the squad. Get new, hungry, blooded players in that deserve and want to play for the club, because these players are not good enough. They're just not good enough. JJ says it's unfair to blame Ten Hag. To be honest, the players are disgraceful. Yeah, I agree. Podrick, thanks for the gifts there as well. Really appreciate it. Damien says, what about Ahmad? I don't think he's up to standards, Damien. I really don't. But I would get Garnacho on the field, absolutely. Martinez should be in the middle playing, says Damien as well. Andy says, what the hell we doing? Mark says, roasting in Ireland today, isn't it, lad? I am sweating my arse off here. Here's Ronaldo now on the edge. Gets it wide to Malacia. Gets a strike away, but it's blocked. Lad, I am absolutely roasting here. I've got 2 lights on me as well. For the green screen behind me, it's absolutely sweltering in here. I'm glad the camera goes from there up rather than there down, because I'm wearing grey shorts and I am sweating my arse off. Dylan says, Arsenal have a history, Man United have a history, Liverpool have a history, but in my opinion, Arsenal have proven to be bigger in their visions, their future build, and in their attitudes toward. Yeah, I agree with you, Dylan. They have their I suppose their vision is better, and what they're trying to do and what they have done certainly is better. Doesn't make them a bigger club, though. Doesn't make them a bigger club. They're nowhere near as in relation to trophies won. Both leagues, obviously they have more cups than us. I wouldn't be worrying about that. They've never won the Champions League, which is obviously huge. And a lot of people would say you're not classed as a big club until you win it. So let's see. I don't know. And to be honest, I fucking hate Arsenal anyway. So Jesse says, what do you think of De Gea? I think his best days are potentially behind him. If we're looking to play this ball out from the back, this short play out from the back, he's not the goalkeeper for us. He's not good enough with the ball at his feet, and he's proved that today. But shot stopping, he can be up there with one of the best in the world. We play an absolutely shocking, no defence, says Andy. CP Train says no one wants to go to United. V8 says I'd like to see Martinez playing CDM. Yeah, so would I. Jason says who's going to go? Who's going to go to United now? I don't care who it is. As long as they get some of these players out of this team, I do not care who it is. This is just absolutely disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. Murphy's Law says they need out now. That's what needs to be done. But no if buts, maybes. Just get them out. Annie, thanks for the gifts on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Liam says Jesse Lingard is better than Bruno. I don't agree with you there, Liam. Owen says, I said this previous start to young players. Yeah, I think the young players do need to get an opportunity now. I really do. Brentford are coming forward down the right hand side here. And Malacia gets a block in, and Brentford win the corner. Keep smashing the like button for us as well, guys. Cat185, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Trout, thanks for subscribing. And how do I pronounce that? Kavaraj, thanks for subscribing. Also, really appreciate the new subscriptions there, guys. Kavaraj says, are you swearing more than the United players? Or are you sweating more than the United players? Well, they certainly don't look like they're sweating because their work rate is absolutely atrocious. So, yeah, I would say I'm sweating more than they are. Another set piece now to Brighton, corner. And Brighton have done their homework, or Brentford, sorry. And again, a deep ball, and Ericsson reads it well and puts it out for another corner. Chowboy says, we're an embarrassment at the moment. We could do with a rich Saudi family to rescue us. We need the Glazers gone ASAP. And to be honest with you, I don't even think we need Saudi owners and all of that oil money and stuff like that. Manchester United generates so much revenue throughout the world. You know, we don't need a big, massive billionaire owner. Now, well, we do need a billionaire owner, of course we do. But we don't need a Man City owner. You know, we can comfortably reinvest money that the club generates, and obviously with a bit on top then from whatever our owner is. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok here, guys. Keep smashing that like button for us as well, guys. TikTok, keep tapping the screen. Anyone wants to go over to the YouTube channel as well, we have the full experience there as well. Scoreboard, timer, starting 11, all of that good stuff. Link is on the homepage. You can go over to the YouTube channel, get the full experience. Let's see what people are saying here. 40,000 empty seats. It's only 4-0. Can you blame owners when money has always been there? Well, the thing about it is we're the only team to have. We have the only owners who annually take money out of the club rather than putting in their own money. They've never put in any of their own money. They borrowed 600 million to buy the club and then put that debt onto the club. That 600 million. That 600 million in 2005 is still 600 million today that we owe. We haven't paid any of it off, and that debt is still on the club. So Sancho comes off and Elanga comes on. I mean, there's so much of that substitution I don't agree with. One, I think Rashford should be taken off ahead of Sancho. And two, I think Garnacho should be on ahead of Elanga. I don't know. Katie says, you say about players, which I agree, they do not be great. We have a lot bigger problems at the top. They need to go. Yeah, we do have a lot of issues at the top. But the problem with Manchester United is that we've been looking at the top down more so than the bottom up. If you can get things right on the pitch first and foremost, it takes a lot of the pressure off of everything else. It gives everybody time. Now our recruitment hasn't been good enough. Absolutely. We haven't backed the manager well enough. But at the end of the day, it's a results game. We need to get it right on the pitch. And if the board are not backing this manager on who he wants, then we're never going to get anywhere, Mark says, Brentford goalie has been pure class. He has, absolutely. And I think they said at one stage there, listen to the commentary here, I think that he's actually after just overtaken David De Gea as Spain's number one goalkeeper. Brentford, Kavaraj says, the team is currently last in the league. Absolute shame. Yeah, we're last. We're currently rock bottom of the table. Rock bottom. United are second every ball, says Wesley. Miko says, the worst we've seen Man United in history. No matter what manager, the players seem to not want to put in any effort. As Gary Neville said, it's like playing against under nines. Yeah, absolutely. Owen said, Man City was nothing before Saudi money. We need to wake up. Yeah, but Man City never had money before Saudi. We have money. We just don't spend it correctly. You know, we generate money and our owners don't reinvest their own money. They take the money that the club makes to buy players rather than invest in their own money. And that money that the club generates then should be looked at maybe upgrading the stadium, upgrading the training ground, you know, the area around Old Trafford needs to be improved. All of these kind of things, all of these kind of things. And look, I mean, if there's anyone questioning, that it's not the Glazers' fault, or that the Glazers are not to blame, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. And there's a lot of Edwin, thanks for the gifts, really appreciate it. There's a lot of people, and especially opposition fans, that say it's not your owner's fault. Your owners put in money into the club. They don't put their money in. They put Manchester United generated money back into the club. They're the only owners that take money consistently out of their club. They've taken 100 million in dividends over the last 17 years. No other owner has taken money out of their club. So the stats are clear to see when it comes to that. They're incompetent. They don't really care. It's a cash cow for them. It keeps generating money for them. They're happy with that. Take their dividends out. Make a big name signing once a year. Sell some shirts. Try get into the top 4. Get your TV revenue. Rinse and repeat. They don't give a shit about winning trophies. So anyone that tells me otherwise, you're just simply wrong. You're just simply wrong. Wesley said City spent well. They did spend well, in fairness to them. They absolutely did. And, they have competent people in the background doing good things. So, absolutely. Describe this match in one word, says Kira. Atrocious. Lawrence says, we should go spend 100 million and get Rice for the midfield. Well, absolutely. I mean, United are not going to be in any worry about financial fair play. If West Ham want 150 million for Rice, give it to him. Just give it to him. If they want 80 million for Anthony, give it to him. If Dumfries, if Inter Milan want Dumfries if they want 50 million for him, give it to him. Pay Frankie De Jong his 17 million in wages. Gakpo, go out and get him. Just get players in, because the players that are playing for this team, the same old faces: Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Rashford, just do not deserve to put on this jersey anymore. They just don't. Let's see what people are saying here. Tony, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. And Kira, thanks for subscribing as well. Much appreciated, guys. Anyone who's watching as well, please do hit subscribe. Anyone watching on TikTok, hit the homepage there as well and go over and hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. We have the full experience over there as well. We're on all social media platforms as well, guys. We're on Instagram, Twitter. We have a Discord as well. You can find a link on my homepage, both on YouTube, the QR code there as well. I'll actually pin the link on the top of the chat now in one moment. But yeah, Manchester United are just sideways really. But look, Brentford are comfortable. Obviously there's no pressure on Brentford really, is there? They're 4-0 up. They're happy to take the sting out of the game as much as possible. But here's Malacia now, puts a ball to the end line for Fernandez, and we win a corner out of it. So yeah, the link is pinned to the top of the chat now, guys, on YouTube. So you'll get all of our social media links there as well. We also have the link for our podcast. We go live every Monday night at 7:30. You can call in, so make sure you're listening to the podcast as well. Corner in here now, goes deep. Brentford easily enough clear it. Our podcast as well is on all of the anywhere you listen to podcasts, guys. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that kind of good stuff. United Community Podcast is the name of the podcast as well. So make sure you give us a follow on that as well, and give us a 5-star review if you do listen. Helps us out an awful lot. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Mark says, how's the fantasy team looking? Mine is a shambles. I'm actually not too bad this week. I think I have 41 points. I had Haaland, De Bruyne, and Jesus in my team. I had Sancho today, but obviously he's absolute pants, and he's gone for next week. Rashford gets to the end line here. Little ball back across. Ericsson with a header, couldn't get any pace behind it. Easy save. Katie says we should stop going to games. Do we all? Oh, we can all get the Glazers gone. Damien says Scott shouldn't be playing. I agree. I mean, how he came on, I just don't know. Mark has 18 points in the fantasy. Let me know how much you have in the fantasy, guys. Get into the chat there. Let us know. Donny should be there, says Damien. I agree. Donny should be getting a game. Really should. Drinks break. So I'm gonna have one myself. But look at this. You can see the difference. The drinks break. Brentford players in quick, all around in a huddle, around their manager. You know, tactics, getting things done, concentrating on what they need to be doing. Manchester United, ambling in, strolling in, grabbing a water bottle, all spread out, no one in together. You know, just a shower of absolute individuals. Absolute individuals. And they should be ashamed of themselves. They should absolutely be ashamed of themselves. And they should never, a lot of these players should never be allowed to wear a Manchester United jersey ever again. Look, Brentford, tactics board out, everyone around in a huddle, manager giving instructions. Manchester United, you know, spread out, giving out, bitching and moaning. Just a shower of absolute numpties. Frauds. Absolute frauds. Fans start to boycott games at Old Trafford, says Lions. Yeah, I mean, we have to really, you know what I mean? Manchester United are just lifeless. They're just absolutely lifeless. Let's see what people are saying here. Mark says they keep showing the De Gea mistake. They should, and they should show it to him for the rest of his fucking career as well. Oshin says Keane would end up doing time. This is one of his own. Yeah, absolutely. And Ash says De Gea at fault for the first 2 goals, and in no man's land for the third. No defence for the fourth. We need to wake up. I agree with you, Ash. Absolutely. I will 100% agree with you there. I really do. Keep smashing that like button for us, guys. Anyone on TikTok, keep tapping the screen. Let's try and get to 150,000 likes. We're nearly at 125,000. I really appreciate it. Keep tapping the screen. Helps out the channel an awful lot. And anyone watching on YouTube as well, if you haven't already done so, just please take a quick second, give a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button for us. It helps out the channel an awful lot. And hit subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before Christmas. Anyone on TikTok as well, you can get the link from my YouTube channel on my homepage. Please give us please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. It helps us out an awful lot. Vincent says, no pace. These players not even pushing to try and score. Wesley says, Rooney would be Rice's cellmate. Big Boy says, Andrew Tate needs to be our manager. Says Big Boy, absolutely. It's crazy how Harry is still the captain, says Sean. Mark says it's going to be a rough next few games. It's going to be a rough season, Mark. It's going to be a rough, bloody season. And Stephen says, Ranić was right. United need 10 players to fix what they've created. Ranić has been right in so many things. And it's a running, it's a common theme. Mourinho was saying the same thing. You know, Mourinho called it how he saw it. He got sacked. Ranić called it like he saw it. They got rid of him. You know, these players, you know, are just I don't know. I mean, what else can I say, guys? Jen, thanks for the gift on TikTok. Really appreciate it there. I mean, what more can I say? What more can I say? I literally cannot say anything else. You know, it's just. I mean, there's 20 minutes to go here. I don't even, I wish it was over now. I wish it was over now. We're just an absolute joke. Alva says, where in Ireland are you from? I'm from Kilkenny. Ball came across the 6 yard box there and it just went through every United player's legs. I mean, I don't know, lads. I don't know. I mean, like, you look forward to watching your club every week. Get excited about Manchester United, and this week will be good, and forget about last week. Last week is gone now. Lawrence says, would love to be on the podcast to give my opinion on everything going on with United. Well, Lawrence, we're going live on Monday night at 7:30. The app is called the Podbean app, Podbean. The link is, you can get it on the link on the top of the chat there. Yeah, we talk about the Manchester United mainly because it's a Manchester United podcast, but we do kind of do a full review about the Premier League fixtures in general, and we talk a little bit about fantasy football as well. And then maybe towards the end, we might, if people do want to maybe phone in, we can open up the phone lines for people to call in and give their opinion. So yeah, make sure you're going and following us on. If you do want to call in, you do have to listen to us on the Podbean app. But if you're not listening to us live, you can get us on anything else: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever you think. But the link is on the homepage on TikTok, and it's pinned to the top of the chat here on YouTube as well. Vincent says, if things go like this, I will have to tell my grandson there was once a team called Manchester United, because he wouldn't be Manchester City supporter like his dad. Because he would, yeah. I mean, why would anyone want to support Manchester United at the moment? As someone coming along saying, who will I support? You wouldn't be picking Manchester United. I mean, why even comment on it anymore, really? You know what I mean? Brentford have a great sense of togetherness, said Mark. They do. And you could see that last year. You could see that 2 seasons ago with them in the Championship. They were so galvanised and so hard to break down. And they brought that into the Premier League last year. And I think Brentford are going to be around for a while. I really do. They have a very good manager. They have players who are hungry and like you were saying, kind of togetherness and want to work together and all of that good stuff. And it's just the complete opposite of Manchester United. The complete opposite of what we look like, you know. Pal. Um, this looks worse than the 5-0 defeat against LFC last season. Well, look, I mean, in relation to obviously, it's a lot tougher to stomach when it's Liverpool, because you just get it in the ear off of Liverpool fans, and there's a lot more Liverpool fans around than there is United or the Brentford fans. But certainly, of this is more of an embarrassment. I mean, jeez, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it, guys. Maguire wouldn't even make it in Sunday League football. Dante says Brentford winning the league. I mean, geez, if they played like this every game, they would. And Dante, thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. Really appreciate it there, man. Thank you. Stephen says 424 million for what's out there on the pitch at the moment. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, really, isn't it? Really is. Wesley says United have spent the most in the last 10 years. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Keep smashing that like button as well for us, guys, if you haven't done so already. And subscribe too, if you haven't. Anyone watching on YouTube, if you haven't already done so, bottom right hand side of the screen, you can subscribe to us and hit the like button as well. Ash says, what's it going to be next week against Liverpool if we were this bad today? I know. We're just not Are we not just reading out my comments now? Well, I didn't read out your comments, Dylan, because my mic isn't off. They spent 1.3 billion in 10 years on players, says Wesley. I mean, that in itself, you know, you're thinking to yourself, what, like, wow, you know, really. I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, what more can you say? They're just so poor. There's no hunger. There's no desire in these players. You know, you would forgive a player if he's, you know, lacked a little bit of quality. But the hunger is not there. They're just a bunch of individuals. They really are. And if we had options, different people in there, I would say let Rashford go. On you go. Jog on, son. If you want to go to PSG, then get lost and go and play for PSG in a Farmers League. You know, rather than putting your, you know, getting your head down, working hard and trying to regain some kind of bloody form. You know, Harry Maguire, just useless. Luke Shaw is finished. Send him back to Southampton. You know, because he's just not good enough. There you go. Look, Scott McTominay, you absolute pudding. Look, and turning around smiling because you kicked the ball out for a throw, while on the other side, Brentford have the ball thrown in and are running down along the line and you're 20 yards behind the fucking play. You're a disgrace. So you are. You're an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Let's see what people are saying here. Dylan says the Arsenal are in his head. I couldn't give a shit about Arsenal, man. I'm getting championship vibes, says Owen. Yeah, well, look, I mean, if it meant getting the Glazers out and, you know, starting from scratch, take a year in the championship and come back up, you know. Lauren says it's amazing with everyone that came and left the club, and Phil Jones outlasted all of them. The fact that Phil Jones is still at this club is just a disgrace, really. It really is. And it goes to show how poor the board have been this summer. You know, we haven't, let alone we haven't been able to sign players. Oh, what a strike. Great save by De Gea. Not only have we not been able to sign players, we've also not been able to get rid of players. You know what I mean? The players that we lost were gone on free transfers. We got Dean Henderson out on loan, and that was it. You know, just a joke of a football club. An absolute joke of a football club. Sharon Marzin, good to see you, man. Oshin says, go to PSG and take Shaw with you. I will, and I'll drive both of them there myself. Stephen says, the whole club needs a revamp at this point. Cav says, should just do what Fergie in 97, get rid of the whole lot and give the young players their chance. Dante says, McTominay for team captain. My bollocks. Team captain at the... Here's Ericsson now. Hits it wide. Dylan says, looking forward to watching Man United in the Championship next season. Let's see, you got to win the game to do... Oshin says, Tellez out on loan too. Yeah, sent Tellez out on loan as well. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't even sell him either. Kaz says, the only thing I'm happy about is that I sold DDG on fantasy. Yeah, David De Gea, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See what people on TikTok are saying here. I would be able to score against you, and I'm a boxer, says Richard. Man United need Giggs, Vidic, Rio, Rooney. They do a better job at their current age than this team would. I'm not a Man United fan, but this is unrecognisable as a Man United team. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Scott McTominay there again. Caught in possession. Gives another atrocious tackle away. Gets a yellow card for it. And it's typical from Scott McTominay, isn't it? Useless. Terrible first touch. No vision. You know, it doesn't open his body well enough. Terrible first touch. Just crap. Absolutely crap. Absolutely useless. Lack of awareness. You know, just useless. Useless. There's no point in even getting upset about him anymore, because he's only making a show of himself, really. He really is. Yeah. Do you know Corey Dwyer? I certainly do. Oshin says, I'm not a United fan, but it's always been the players. No matter what manager takes over, it won't work. I agree with Oshin. Gary says, I wouldn't give half that team a game in the back garden. So bad. Craig says, I would rip up nearly every player's contract in the first team. So would I. Glazer's harder to get rid of than Boris, says Paul. Francesco says, I'm Portuguese. Can't really understand what's going on with Man United. Horrible. I don't understand either, man. They're so bad they're giving me the hiccups. But like I said, the only positive today is that we have our Aero Meltzer back. You know. They're good. Good quality. You know. Leaves a good taste in your mouth. Unlike this shower of dickheads. You know. Yeah, they're a bit melted. But, you know, so is Harry Maguire's head. You know, come for the football, stay for the Aero melts. Let's see. Oshin says, are Sancho or Ronaldo still on the pitch? No, Sancho's gone. Ronaldo's still on, I think. Donny is coming on. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see who he came on for there. I seen him coming on, but let's have a check here. It's not updated yet. I don't know who he came on for. Let me know who Donny came on for there. The Aeros are back, says Mark. They certainly are, Mark. I was going to try in a packet of fruit pastilles as well, but I can't be. Brentford are in here. In a corner. I was going to bring the fruit pastilles in as well alongside the Aero melts, but I mean, you know, I can't be a complete slob. But yeah, it's more exciting looking into a bag of Aero melts than it is watching United. Brentford nearly scored again, by the way, from the corner. Here they're coming again. Not this time. But yeah, I mean, what more can you say? Well, as you said, I'm a Fulham fan. I'm genuinely feeling like we could finish above them for the first time. Could easily. Ronaldo with a strike down the keeper's neck. Completely saved by Raya. But yeah. Supernatural says United Community Channel sponsored by Aero Melts. Absolutely. Unofficial sponsor. Aero. Get yours in the store near you. They're nearly gone now. The last few are melted to the bag. I have to they're sticking to my fingers. Selena Gomez. You can fuck right off with your stupid comments. Now, I'm a Barca fan and I feel bad. Well, I'm not... Here's a Langa now. It's hard to get the last few out of the bag when it doesn't kind of open like a bag of potatoes. Because they're deep down. Oh, wait, now you can rip the whole bag across the... Yeah. I mean, the Aero Melts are the only thing keeping me going, really. I'm American. What are Aero Melts? So it's a chocolate, Dante. So it's like a chocolate, but they're like bubbles inside it. Oh, here's Donny coming on now. And Ericsson is coming off. But yeah, so Aero Melts. You can see the kind of bubbles. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I don't know what you have maybe in the, in terms of a replacement for Aero Melts in America, but these Aero Melts are unbelievable. My hands are covered in chocolate. Okay, that's from gone. Donny coming on to do what? Do you know what I'd say there? Mad Mamba. I'd say he's basically just probably protecting Christian Eriksen for next week. You would say that Eriksen is probably, again, one of the brighter players that we had, but he still hasn't been great. I cannot pick out a good performance from United today. I just cannot. Guys, TikTok as well. We're nearly at 140,000 likes. Keep tapping the screen for me. It helps out the channel an awful lot. I really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Mark said, did you watch the Irish TikTok charity game? I didn't, Mark. I didn't see it. I didn't really see a link for it at all. Brentford are breaking here now and they have numbers over. And Rashford makes quite a smart foul, in fairness. Maxwell, thanks for the gift on TikTok. Really appreciate it there. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Cav says Donny is not on yet. He's coming on now for Eriksen, yeah. Ash says Donny on for Eriksen. Big Boy says amazing chocolate. It really is. We've got the Aeros out, says Twigs. We certainly do. They're all gone now. I have them all out. I'm going to bring on maybe some... I don't know, I'll surprise you for next week's watch along with something new. Get your I suppose your suggestions into the chat. What confectionery should I bring on the show for our watch along next week? Fruit pastilles, wine gums, dairy milk, popcorn. Let's see what happens. Ben says, you think De Jong will fix United? Absolutely not, Ben. We need a hell of a lot more than Frankie De Jong. Absolutely. I think, Whisper Bites, says Mark. That is a brilliant show. They're unbelievable. Yeah, I think Frankie De Jong is not gonna get Manchester United back to where we need to be. He certainly will improve us, don't get me wrong. But we need a hell of a lot more than Frankie De Jong. A hell of a lot more. We need another centre-back. We need a right-back. We need at least another midfielder on top of Frankie De Jong. We need 2 wingers. And we need a striker to replace Ronaldo when he eventually goes. So, we're in big trouble. We are in big trouble. And Brentford have been comfortable here. Cav says, not sure we have Aero Melts here. Need to look for it. Oh, do. If you can find them, get them, Cav. They're brilliant. Caramel Aero Melts, says Twigs. Nah, hey, caramel. I'm just a plain chocolate. When it comes to chocolate, I'm just plain chocolate for me. Nothing too fancy. No caramel. No biscuity shit. Although I do like it, maybe a purple snack has a bit of biscuit in it. Look at McTominay. You absolute fool. He's so bad. He's so fucking bad. He's so bad. He had a pass out to the left full. He gives it 15 yards behind the left full and goes out for a throw. You're useless, mate. Will you just go back to Scotland and play for Hearts or someone? Fucking hell. Which player would you like to see at Man United, says Jesse. I would like to see 11 new players at Manchester United, Jesse. And I don't care who they are, as long as it's not this current squad. You know, Maguire, Shaw, Delot, Fred, McTominay, Rashford. You know, what's that? That's 7 players that are just not good enough and need to go. Roland, thanks for the gift. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Man United are just so poor. And anyone who's, there's a lot of laughing faces coming in, and I'm sure it's opposition fans. Why wouldn't they laugh at us? We're a joke. We're an absolute joke. Yeah. White chocolate flips, says Terry. White chocolate flips, right? I don't know what they are, but I'm going to give them a look because I do like a bit of white chocolate. Thoughts on Barcelona's situation? I don't really give a shit, Terry, to be honest with you. I think they're a bunch of scumbags, really. The fact that they're not paying their current players. But look, if we can use that to our advantage and get De Jong, then I'm all for it. Let's see. Mark says Dairy Milk Caramel buttons also are amazing. Yeah, I just don't like caramel. Golden Crisp, says Martin. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Golden Crisp. I find that the golden part of it just gets stuck in my teeth. Ferrero Rocher ice cream, says Cav. Ooh, that's not a bad show either. Irish lad says, I take Brentford first 11 over any of these clowns. So would I. Absolutely. Cav says, do you think it's worth all the effort when De Jong doesn't want to even play for the club? I'm still not convinced that he doesn't want to play. I think he's hanging on with Barcelona just to get his 17 million. But outside of that, I think once he gets that sorted. Milky Bar Button, says Mark. Great shout there. Wouldn't be surprised if they use green jersey excuse for that Southampton game from years ago. Yeah, when Ferguson said they just don't like the away kit. Yorkie Bar Bites, if you like chocolate. I was never big on Yorkie. I have to say, I was never big on it. I don't know why. But yeah. Ollie says, does anyone genuinely think that after the last 2 weeks that De Jong will come? And Terry says, the flips are pretzels in white chocolate covering. Interesting. If you haven't already done so, guys, please smash a like on the video. Game is nearly over here. Please smash a like on the video. It helps out the channel an awful lot. Anyone that's watching on TikTok, please follow along. We do Manchester United content daily. We're going to be doing all the watch-alongs for the year. So if you want to get a laugh out of me and watching Manchester United make a bollocks of it, there it is. Game over. 4-0. And what a joke. What an absolute joke of a team. And Eric Ten Hag stands there looking out at the players coming past him. I'd say he's absolutely shocked. Yeah, Harry, you're putting your hands up, Harry. You're putting your hands up. How many times have we seen that now? When is it going to fucking end? When is it going to end, Harry? I just don't know. Like, the one thing I would say, and probably the silver lining of this, it's quite evident, but it was evident last week. It's quite evident now how poor this team is and how many players we need to sign. We need a major overhaul of this squad. I mean, if you thought it, if you thought it couldn't get any lower, You know, Maxwell, thanks for the gift. If you thought it couldn't get any lower for Manchester United, just look at the scoreline. Manchester United 0, Brentford 4. You know, a shambles, an absolute shambles. I just don't really know where to go anymore with these. You know, like, I've said as much as I can say in relation to criticising this team. You know, I don't know what more I can say about this team. I'd like that I haven't already said. They're just not good enough. They're simply just not good enough. And I mean, reports are coming out here already. Cristiano Ronaldo told to go away, or Cristiano Ronaldo told to go to the away end, who were giving the rest of the players some stick. So he just turns around, shrugs his shoulders, and walks off. I mean, it's already coming out. You know what I mean? It's already coming out. The joke that is our football club, you know, is coming out. You know, Manchester United. I mean, let's go through. I mean, you know, we usually do a player review at the end of the game. Why bother? Because they're all getting it here. David De Gea, not good enough. 3 out of 10. Unbelievably poor for the first goal. At fault for the second goal as well. Not composed enough on the ball. Can't play the ball at his feet. Cannot control his box. Physically has no presence. So, you know, from him. Delo was very poor. Defensively again. Maybe 5 minutes in the second half, he had a couple of good link-ups with Sancho. I'd give him a 4. Luke Shaw, 1. He's just terrible. He's had so many opportunities now under so many managers. He had 2 good spells throughout. He's at Man United 8 years now, and he's had 2 good spells. One was under Van Gaal before he broke his leg, and the other one was under Ollie. And he has done fuck all since. It's time for you to go, Luke. Pack your bags and go back to Southampton and do us all a favour. Maguire, terrible again. 4, just slow to everything. You know, no organisation, no leadership. You know, terrible. Martinez, 5. I thought he was better than Maguire in the first half in terms of carrying the ball out, but again, he was still poor, and he was the one that was hooked at half time, which I didn't agree with. Fred, again, 5, very poor in the middle of the field. Just not good enough. Really isn't good enough there. Just is not comfortable enough on the ball. Does not have the skills to get on the ball and play. Eriksen was probably our brightest player, but even at that, he didn't have a good game. He was trying to do an awful lot, but he was looking for the ball. He was trying to be positive with it. He was trying to be playing forward with it as much as he could, but I'd still only give him a 5. Bruno Fernandes, 2. Absolutely terrible again. Again, had a chance early in the first half to at least hit the target, and he couldn't when we could have potentially gone 1-0 up. Petulance, again, is coming out. He's throwing his arms up. He's sulking. He's blaming other people. He's fucking giving these stupid long balls that when he should be given a 5 and 10 yard pass. He needs to get his act together, or he's going to be on the chopping block as well. Up front, Rashford, nothing from him again. I'm giving him a 2. Cool clips. Thanks for the gift. Really appreciate it there. Rashford, yeah, a 2. Absolute atrocious. Get your act together, Marcus, or get lost off the PSG. I've enough of you. Sancho, again, he got hooked ahead of Rashford. I thought he was slightly better than Rashford. Doesn't mean he was anyway decent. I still think he was very poor. And Ronaldo up front was poor as well. Had a couple of half shots down the keeper's throat. Never really threatened. Had a couple of headers that he headed over the bar. I'd give him a 5. So no players over a 5. Anyone to come on then. Elanga is not good enough to even come on. I think he needs to go out on loan. Malacia done okay when he came on. He's certainly done better than Luke Shaw. I'd give him a 4. Donny van de Beek, again, had 3 minutes, so I'm not even going to give him a rating. And Varane kept a clean sheet in the second half, so I'll give him a 5. But, yeah, just nowhere near good enough. Manchester United are in the doldrums. In the absolute doldrums, going absolutely nowhere. 0 points from 2 games, -5 goal difference. We're bottom of the Premier League. We're bottom of the Premier League. Now, if that's not a fucking wake-up call to the board, to the fans, to the players, to the owners, that change needs to happen, then nothing ever will. Because we're bottom of the table after 2 games with 0 points. And we're playing Liverpool next week. Guys, look, I'd love to say it was a great watch along. It wasn't. I really enjoyed reading out your comments and interacting with you, but actually watching the game was horrible. Thanks everyone who's been in, who's got into the chat, who's left likes. I mean, we nearly hit 145,000 likes we've had on TikTok, which is absolutely fantastic. We have over 60 likes on YouTube as well, and over 1,500 views there. So it's been brilliant. Guys, anyone on TikTok, please follow along for daily Manchester United content if you haven't already done so. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, anyone watching on YouTube, please do so before you go, and hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. And if you're following on TikTok, do me a favour, hit the link on my homepage. It's my link tree, so it has all of my social media accounts there. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel mainly, and our podcast again will be on Monday night at 7:30. And yeah, make sure you're looking out for that United Community Podcast. Where do we go from here? Can we sink any lower? We'll find out next week. Guys, thanks for watching. It's been great. I really appreciate everyone who's been in. We'll be back on Monday to do the podcast, and then we'll be back on YouTube again on Wednesday for our Transfer Talk show, and again then next Friday, and of course we're into the watch along next week again. Thanks guys, it's been great. Anyone that's watching on YouTube, usual heads, I really appreciate it. And all the new subscribers, you're all more than welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing. But yeah, look, a very poor performance. Man United are in the shits, and it's a low point. It's a low point. Let's leave it there. Thanks, guys.